They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with.
Must reign.
And people pretend like, oh, this is 2025 and everything's different. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Good afternoon.
Hey,
Hey, I sent you the PowerPoint.
did you?
Yeah, I just sent it. I really wanted to finish it, but that's the essence of it. It'll get repetitious after 4 points, so that's it.
You don't have it on your computer?
Yeah, I have not had the time. I wish I had to learn the
Why,
technology to get it on there.
why,
I know you
okay,
sent me a cue. I know.
what's the PowerPoint going to tell me that you can't?
I'm gonna use the PowerPoint, I guess, on my own. I just
Okay,
sending it to you.
May.
Yeah.
Or you can send it to me. I'll say, okay, I know it's important to you. I said, what's the PowerPoint going to tell me that you can't tell me? That's what I asked.
To be honest, it gives the structure that my brain is not capable of. I'll be all over the place.
Okay. The only time I use PowerPoint and stuff like that, you know, to when I have diagrams and stuff that I have to show physically. Okay, it's not normally for words. Okay, when I have to physically show people a structure that they need a picture, that's when I pull up the PowerPoint. Okay.
Okay, so do you think it'd be better if I just do a pre-record using my own PowerPoint separately? That
Uh,
better?
um, I'll look at your PowerPoint. It doesn't matter. Okay. What I'm saying is for this. I don't know why it's relevant for this discussion.
Well, okay, so the
And
reason why is because
well,
I
why don't you
guess to
pull
be
why
responding
don't you pull up your PowerPoint on your computer since it's already there?
I don't know how to do it. That's what I was telling you yesterday, the other day on the email. I don't know how to do it. And I have to learn, but I haven't done that yet. I have to learn. I haven't done it yet. How to put it into StreamYard. BGS is not funny.
Really, May? Really, baby?
I have not used the PowerPoint on a
Really, baby?
YouTube.
Really, baby?
Okay, so we're gonna make fun of May because I have been a working busy person. I have not had to use a PowerPoint on the YouTube. Forgive me. Forgive me.
So why, if you haven't used it, why are you bringing it up here? That's what I'm asking. I'll show it. I mean,
I mean, you don't
I'm
have to show it. I just want you to have it.
okay.
If you want to show it,
I,
if you
I
think it'll be helpful.
I have it. I have it, and there's nothing that I see in this PowerPoint that you can't tell me verbally. Okay, I'm looking at
Right.
it right now. Hold
Okay.
on, hold on, folks.
I haven't finished editing it, so just know that it's not completely
I
edited.
didn't say it was. I said you brought it up. I didn't bring it up. Who brought it up? Okay. All right. All right. 4 points for modernization. Go ahead.
BGS got me working. No, I'm
No, I
not
ain't
gonna.
got
I'm
you.
not.
Who? No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, okay. Okay. Y'all know why I'm not married? You guys really want to know why I'm not married? This is why I'm not married. This is why I'm not married. Okay. Hard-headed women. Okay.
How did hard headed? I'm getting my
You,
thoughts
you
together.
you brought this shit up. I didn't bring up the fucking PowerPoint. You did. And now you say I got you working. I didn't bring it up.
Okay.
You want to go
Well,
over it? Do you want to use it or not? Say yes, yay or
not
nay.
not not at this moment.
Well
Not at
then,
this
well then,
moment.
why you bring this shit up?
Just put it in the background, please, if you don't mind. It may become relevant when you decide you want to argue.
Oh
Then I can pull
gosh.
this up.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Gosh. Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah, folks. This is why I'm not married. Okay. You know what? And this is something that all my I get tired of explaining something to my girlfriend, even my fiance. Okay. Explain it to her, drawing it out in vivid detail, right down to the dot and the tittle, right, and they don't want to get it, right, and 2 years later they get it. Remember you were talking about this, yada yada yada, yeah, blah 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 blah. Guess what? What? You were right. Yeah, I knew that back then. Okay, so what? So why now? I just wanted you to know. I don't give a shit now. Okay, because it's not relevant. Okay, you did what you wanted to do. You fucked everything up. So you getting it now doesn't make a hill of beans to me. Okay.
And
I
Theo
think
Walk talking about this is AI. That's funny. I did not use AI. I used my own brain, Theo. Thank you. Too funny.
he's trolling you.
Oh, that's all right. That's all
He's
right.
trolling you. Okay.
So this conversation,
Let's
I guess, is
see how
triggered.
easy I brought that up.
I do. I do.
Okay.
I this conversation is triggered by you saying just get it over with because I keep going back and forth about this thing.
Okay.
Um, the post I did just to explain was I happened to come across a video, and it
Mm-hmm.
was happening in Clarksdale, Mississippi, which is
Mm-hmm.
the Mississippi Delta,
Mm-hmm. And
and they were
how old is the video? Was what, back in the '60s, right?
yeah
Okay. Guess what? Okay. Guess who else told me that shit? My
what
grandmother, my mother, and my aunts. Remember I told you that my uh, uh, was that my mother and my father were sharecroppers?
yeah you said that
Okay. So basically, the shit that you see on that screen, I already lived, baby. My mother lived it. I had, I'm actually a product of what you just saw on that screen. Okay. Why do you think civil rights actually really happened? Okay, because they had to move these people from where they were to someplace else. Okay, that's what the whole civil rights and the welfare, all these programs are actually for.
just for clarity. Your people are from the South.
Sweetport, Louisiana, in what,
Oh
eastern
yeah,
Texas. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Sweetport, Louisiana. Okay, not New Orleans. Okay, Sweetport. Okay, had a whole lot of relatives die from cancer because of those chemicals. Okay,
Uh-huh.
my mother had cancer from the goddamn what they shit they used to spray on the goddamn cotton.
Yeah, that's for real. Southern.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've been down there. I've picked, I've picked cotton a little bit just to see what it was like. Okay,
I rode past a Georgia cotton field. I was so offended. I was
why?
just like, I can't believe this. It
Okay,
just offended me.
Am-
Why
uh,
not?
America would not be America if it wasn't for black folks picking cotton. Okay, that's how America funded itself. But that's neither here nor there. Okay,
Right.
the whole Civil War is actually fought about that, but that's neither here nor there.
Got you. So the film it's a short film, and in the
Hmm.
film it's these folks, they look like, I'm just being not being funny, but they look kind of like slaves.
They
They're
were,
living
they were.
sharecroppers, I should call them, I guess.
Okay, okay, all right, okay. Okay, go ahead, finish. I'm not going to
They
interrupt
look
you.
like slaves in the terms of like the images that we see of slaves, the way they
Hmm.
dress and their
Hmm.
hair. These were not modern looking people. They look like they live in the fields. They had shacks for
Hmm.
houses.
Yes.
They had not moved far from slavery. So I was very impacted by it. I
Why?
should say that I was inspired to go to Mississippi, Clarksdale, to the Mississippi Delta because I listened to MOT for several years now.
Uh huh.
And he went on about how you have to get out. You have to get out. And I can't imagine a place that sucks you dry. So I did want to see Clarksdale. And so I went to see it. And there
Hmm.
was a movie that just came out not long ago that was based on Clarksdale as well. So that was part of my inspiration. And it is true. You get out there and it feels like, I don't live there, but it looked like it can suck you dry. There's nothing really out there.
Hmm.
And so the point of this video, I was saying the machines came, the cotton gins came, and they're doing exactly
The,
what
co-
we're talking about
the,
now.
the cotton picker came.
Cotton
Like,
picker, sorry. The
yes.
cotton picking picker comes,
Hmm.
and it has taken like 50,000 jobs out of the Delta people. The
There's a book
Mississippi.
called The End of Work. I can't remember his last name, and from '93. Okay, he talked about that, about why civil rights actually happened. Okay, in the '60s because of that. My mother told me, and she had to be my mother at the time had to be the early, I would say early '50s.
Mm.
Okay, because she was a sharecropper and with my grandmother, and she said one day they didn't have a job. They had to move to the city because the machines came in. They didn't need them no more.
Did it happen fast or was it over time?
It was fast. I mean, one day they're out in the fields picking cotton, doing what they normally do. One day, the man comes up, say we don't need you no more. They're talking about over period. I think the cotton picker came out in the '40s,
Mm.
and it spread. It didn't become widespread until the '50s, and then once the '50s came, they started uh, pulling people. I mean, nothing happens with depending on what you call fast. What is fast to you?
Um, like you don't even get a year to transition.
Okay, that's internet speed. That's normally it takes hundreds of years for that to happen. The thing is, a decade is fast. Took about a
Oh,
decade.
okay. Well, it took about a decade. Well, that's not too bad. You could see the hours being cut back slowly. You see the machines one at a time coming. You got a little cue, right?
Okay, okay. The thing, I mean, you have a queue, but the thing is, where do you? Okay, if you talk about millions of people, where do you put these people? A year is not going. It's not sufficient. Okay, especially back then.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. For people
How
who are
you
settled
and
in their
how do you how
country
do
and
you,
family,
how
yeah,
do you train these people to do something else within a year in a different a totally different environment?
it's devastating.
Of
It's
course,
devastating. And the
that's
white
why.
man, the only solution he could come up with, he said all the black people need to just pick up and move to towns where there's
Yes.
50,000 people. That's his only solution. Niggas leave. I was like, wow,
What are they gonna sit? They gonna stay there and starve?
no.
Okay. And he could have just not said nothing. Also, we ain't got no work for you, and let you sit there in that shack and starve.
I guess he did have a practical idea. I mean that is practical. I
And
think
and
people naturally do that. Nomadic people become nomadic when the necessity is there.
what do you think happened to Egypt? What 3,500 years ago when the desert came in and started killing their crops?
Yeah, you move,
You have to
definitely.
move. Why you think Egypt started to fall and people from that area start to move west? Either you die, either you move or you die.
Hmm.
Anyway, but thing is, so when I first saw it, I said, "Oh shit, okay, I know this." But you're talking about my life, okay, and my people's lives, okay. I know exactly what happened and why. So what you're showing me is not new, okay.
No,
The thing
I
is,
didn't think I was sharing anything new. I was just saying, oh wow, the same way these people in this video have the cotton, the cotton picker has
yes,
come in and taken their value. We just talked about y'all talking about me, and when I said useless eaters, and we got to do something different. This is the exact same scenario. Exactly, the machines come and they have all these people who are no longer valuable to the workforce and they have no skills. So this
yeah.
is how we get to the conversation today. BGS don't. I guess he didn't like my comment. I don't know. You tell
The,
me.
thing, the thing is, the thing is, reason I brought I was saying is this is why I don't normally discuss topics like this or at this level is because people don't have the requisite knowledge or background to even uh, understand what I'm talking about. Okay, and the scope of what I'm talking about. So it's like pulling teeth, and I'm getting a little old for that because
You
I
think I
have
don't
pulled teeth.
understand?
No, you don't. I know you don't. You don't understand the scope. 'Cause you just really learned about AI when
A year ago or
a
less.
year ago. Okay, have you used Siri or any one of those other um, voice
Yeah, I
command
use
things?
Siri.
Okay,
Yeah, of course those.
okay. Why do you think they give it away free?
I got Alexa and all that other stuff
Why do you think they give it away free for the most part?
to get everybody hooked on it.
No. Try
Why?
again. I give you three guesses. See how much you know.
Get people hooked on it. To get you used to it so they can make you pay for it. I don't know.
Okay. Um,
Make your life easier.
okay. The thing is, how do you train a brain without a body?
I don't know.
You have to feed it information. Okay. But the thing is, anyway. Okay. Your brain gets trillions of impulses per second. Okay. That's how your brain develops and learns about the world and world around it, how to move in it. Right.
Hmm.
That's how it learns. Okay. Because your body feeds it all this information, all this feedback. Right. Okay. A artificial brain, artificial intelligence doesn't have a body. What has to feed it? People. Okay. So they give it away, and your interactions with it. That's how it learns.
So you're saying they designed it so it can learn from us and our
Yes.
engagement
How
with
else is it
it.
going to learn? Yeah.
Okay.
They could actually type in, input it by typing. It's easier to have it interact with people and slowly but surely learn over time, right?
That's what they call machine learning.
It's machine learning, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I can say this. I don't know it all, and you know I don't
Mm,
know it all. I'm not
mm-hmm.
trying to be, and I'm not trying to be arrogant, act like I know everything.
Ah,
I learned. I
but
learned. You introduced me
no,
to
no, no,
stuff, and
no,
then
hold
I
on, hold
explore.
on,
Let me
hold
say
on,
that.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. But thing is, but what does May do? May to take her big behind and sit it on the table, okay? Like she commands the table, okay? And everybody's looking at her. May, get off the table, sit in the seat, and be quiet for a second. Stop running your mouth because the first five things you said were wrong, and you're still talking. Why? That's what we say.
Hmm.
I said like I said, I've been studying this shit for damn near 40 years. Okay, so you telling me your little 1 year of just discovering that it's really around is going to give you an understanding what it is that's greater than mine.
Oh, I'm not trying to be. I'm not comparing myself to you. I'm just saying I'm not completely ignorant. Like you try to paint me like I'm half retarded, and I'm
Okay,
not.
okay. If you have a master's degree, right? If some kid that's in the sixth grade, fifth grade, so for instance, right, is going to go back and forth with you about something that they just discovered yesterday, right? How you going to look at them?
Right, but I'm not trying to teach you, BJS. I had an opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my opinion was simply that we needed an overhaul and a redo completely of schools based on my knowledge of education. I have an extensive knowledge
Mm-hmm.
of education. I'm not trying to speak on something I don't know anything about. Now, where my gap is I don't have a mastery of AI. Clearly, I don't. I learned a
Okay,
lot the past
and,
couple days.
and you don't. What you don't have is the clear picture of the global competition against that a state like the United States is a state, okay, country, okay, it's an independent state, right? Okay, how do you train your people to actually compete against the rest of the world? Because they have to compete. We're not isolated. How you teach them to compete? How you have to train your people?
Hmm.
Otherwise, you can get mollywopped by everybody.
Yeah, I got it.
So basically, what we're saying is dumbing down your students is basically in fact that's what Trump is trying to do. They're trying to course correct, but because dumbing down your students is not going to help you in the long run. It might make you feel better. Okay, can't we all get along? We're gonna pare down to all the bare essentials of what you need to know to actually kind of navigate this Western environment. Okay.
Okay, so see, that's the perception. Your perception is that I want to
See, there
dumb
you go.
down
With my,
people.
okay, okay. If you
I don't
pair
call
it,
that dumbing down.
okay. If you pair, okay, okay. What do you call it?
I say train people in what's absolutely a skill set and something that's useful that they can actually be productive with. That despite AI, they can actually be an asset or a support to AI. That's what I put in the PowerPoint. There's two different ways of thinking it. So that one particular PowerPoint that talks about the elite brain versus the average everyday brain, that one would be useful in what I'm saying. So it's not about dumbing down, it's about specializing and making sure that people have performance based value, that you're not a useless person.
In other words, you're gonna turn them into a machine.
Yeah,
Okay, a cog in the wheel, right?
yeah.
Okay. What happens when something that's better, that's not human, will come along to replace that cog?
Then we'll have to constantly be reshaping ourselves. That's
So,
one of the things I discovered when I was doing this
okay.
research and looking at stuff. I was like, well, damn, well, I thought about stuff and I was like, well, but then that could be replaced once the machine learns how to do that. And then that could be replaced. So you're going to constantly be on a treadmill. That's what
Okay.
I realized.
So which iterates faster, a human being or a machine?
Machine moves very fast, very quickly, especially with a lot of innovation and money. So humans are going to be in trouble if we can't stay useful to the support of the machine. That's what I'm
So,
thinking.
so in other words, trying to replicate what a machine does by using the machine is going to get you where?
You're not trying to replicate what the machine does. Stop competing with the machine is my point. Figure out how
Okay.
to help the machine. You can't beat them, you join them. That's what I'm saying.
Until you're not useful anymore, just like
And that is the problem.
nah, which is why you can't dumb people down. You have to train the human mind to actually innovate. Okay. Otherwise, you're gonna, which is what China does. Okay. They teach these kids everything to actually innovate them. They should know everything with every skill.
And did I say no innovation? I didn't say
And
no
not, yeah,
American
not,
dream.
what I'm saying is, what you think is useless, okay, as a skill, as far as handwriting, it's not useless, okay. Just okay. It's like training an athlete, okay. Well, man, I'm a center. I don't have to know how to dribble. Yes, you do. You have to know how to handle the ball, okay. You gotta learn footwork, okay. Gotta learn how to slide. Gotta learn how to run, okay. Gotta learn how to pass. Well, I'm a center. Doesn't matter. Gotta learn, okay. Well, I'm a guard. I don't have to learn how to block out. I won't be in the post. You have to learn how to block out. Okay. You gotta learn how to use your body. You have to learn how to even play bigger people. Okay.
Okay, BGS, what do you think about this comment? Machines can't really compete because we created it, so we are always smarter than it.
No, it's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't
The,
buy that.
the thing is that machines tap into a wider database than you. Okay. Unless you're gonna plug yourself into the machine.
Right. Which you promoted. I don't.
I didn't promote it. What I'm saying those are the options. Those are the options on the table already. I'm not don't have to promote it. Those options are on the table. Those are already on the drawing board. They're just waiting to actually pull them out. There's a lot of things that have been held back as far as automation is because they don't have any idea what the fuck to do with the people if they do. That shit has been held back. Most of this crap that you see right here with AI and stuff like that, that's been
Hmm.
held. That shit was ready in 2012, 2013. They just never released it.
Yeah, I
Be-
mean, we called it sci-fi. We didn't believe it.
Okay, what I'm saying it was in the documents.
Hmm.
The thing is, okay, we this kind of shit's gonna replace so many millions of people. Okay, what do you do with the people once you replace them? Where do they go? And how long does that take to retrain a person? It takes about 5 to 10 years to actually retrain a person to a new technology.
Well, what percentage of people do you think are going to be running on the treadmill trying to be valuable? What percentage of the population in America?
Eventually, like 90%.
That can,
Don't you? Yeah, that's what it is. That's why I don't.
that's too tough. I think that's too tough. You always
Why?
gonna need people
No,
who do hair,
you think
cosmetologists, makeup
you
artists.
you think. Okay, you think it's too tough. Okay, but these are the hard things that these technologists and the governments face right now. Okay.
There's a whole sector. Let's just think about that. Hospitality. I mean, it's not going to be a robot checking you in at every hotel. I mean, they might try automation
Why
for
not?
self check-in.
Why not?
Um, now I need to understand that, like for real,
Okay.
what's not really
Oh,
replaceable.
okay. Put it this way. Put it this way. Okay. Checking you in at a hotel, right? Okay. If you got a smartphone, okay, and if you done all your shit online, okay,
Uh-huh.
all you have to do is really don't have to do anything, right? Because if you had automatic locks, right, you walk into the hotel, the phone pings the hotel's AI, right? AI will ping to your phone or ping on a screen. Okay, this is your room, right?
Right.
You walk up to the room. You put your Bluetooth um, you put your Bluetooth phone next to the to the pad, right? It lets you in.
Hmm.
Where so where's the check-in people?
So your phone unlocks your door to your
Yes,
hotel room
yes,
and
yes, yes.
just keep it moving.
Keep
Yeah.
it moving.
I mean, Airbnb. I mean, yeah.
They don't have to be there. They don't need a person for it, right? Okay. If your food, your towels, whatever it is, okay. It doesn't take much. Anything can actually come up in the service elevator and bring your food and set it down in front of your door. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to. I mean, if people want the human experience, they can pay for it. But I'm saying that they're necessary is no. Okay.
So then the only people who are actually valuable for the most part are the people, and this is what I'm gathering, is the people who create the, what do you call it? The grids for the robots to travel on, right? They maintain that. You got
I
to
mean,
turn left at 2 inches.
what I'm saying is, okay,
Who's
for
valuable
now,
to the machine?
for now, because the infrastructure is not there yet, okay, is you need humans to actually build out your infrastructure. You do because you don't have machines or things to actually build this stuff. But once it's built, what do you need them for?
Right.
You know, basically, you, for the most part, if it wasn't for liability, you don't even need people. You don't people don't really need cars, right? Okay, uh, you have automated cars circling or embedded, right? He said, I need to go to work at 5 in the morning, right? Okay. If you ask you, do you want a carpool or you want a solar vehicle, right? Shit
Hmm.
shows up at your door on time, right? And you just jump in and it takes you where you need to go or drops you off and it goes on about its way. Most cars, most people that have cars, okay, that car sits like maybe what 22 hours a day out of a day. You might do
Ye-
an hour of driving, 2 hours driving, unless you're exceptional.
So you get timeshare auto cars,
Yeah,
basically.
basically, yeah, yeah. You don't own it, okay? You're
Ah,
basically
see, yeah, you go a different direction than I had. I was thinking about all the amazing mental things. Then you start
like
talking
what?
about the physical,
That's what if
literal.
okay, mental. What are you talking about? Okay, basically, this is something I learned with my father, right? Okay, a doctor will do a scan, a doctor will do treatments, and guess what? Who checks the doctor's work? The AI.
Mm,
And we get an email a month, 2 months later that they need to come back in because the AI caught something that the doctors didn't.
okay. And see, that's how I was thinking about it. Humans doing good work, and then AI is supporting their work at the higher elite level. That's what I was thinking. But when it comes to the average everyday brain person, those are the people that I'm kind of stuck. And that's what you're talking to. So that eliminates the Uber drivers. See, we think we're doing it good, right? We're using the technology right now to help coordinate the rides, right? And
Mm-hmm.
get people from point A to point B using the app. So my mind's got to move past the app and say, well, what about when we don't even need the human driver
Uh,
and
uh,
the car drives? That's where
uh,
you're at, and I'm not there yet.
you know,
I'm just telling you.
I know. This is why. That's why I say. That's why I call you a regular person. You know, because I have this discussion with my mother all the time. Okay,
That's an
about
insult, but
it,
okay.
and yeah, yeah. That's why I call you a regular person. Okay, and it's no slight to you. Most people are regular. Like 90% of people are regular. Okay,
I
they don't
like
have time.
average though. Ain't nothing
They,
wrong
they
with average.
they don't. I didn't say it was. But thing is, um, at a certain point, it's hard to talk to people. Is because okay, um, every idea you can come up with, I can actually shoot it down if I wanted to. Oh, well, I'm not there yet. Of course, you're not there yet. How could you be? You just learned about this. How you can actually replace 30 years of knowledge? You can't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like I tell people, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, well, be just your opinion. No, it's not. I'm telling you what I've already read and learned and seen over time. Over time, not just okay. I saw it one day, I have an opinion the next. No, it's over decades. I've seen this stuff actually coming up. Decades. I've seen this stuff drop in one piece at a time. Okay, okay. You're here. You're here. You're here. You're here. Okay, you could be here, but things they held it back. Okay. All it takes is one piece of legislation that actually eliminated all Uber drivers. One piece, which is liability. One
Yeah.
piece.
I'm not. Yeah, that's it's disturbing when you think about that. Their average everyday person can't outrun the machine. That is very disturbing. That's very disturbing.
Okay, and this is why it's unique. Okay, we saw what. Okay, look back at the in the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, especially in Northern Europe, right? Okay, how many people did it actually kill? People died of starvation. Babies died because they couldn't be fed or were no longer needed. People got dumped onto the street. Streets got polluted. All kind of shit, right?
Hmm.
They ain't need them no more, right? It took a effect. There's I think it's called a technology trap. I can't remember the name of the book, right? It took 150 years to actually rectify that. From 1760 to like 1910 to actually rectify all that kind of shit. How many people died in between adapting to it? Now you
Hmm.
instead of talking about millions, you talk about billions now, okay? And technology to a scale that most people cannot even imagine. That keeps Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all these other people up at night, okay? If we unleash this shit, what's going to happen to the people? And then what's going to happen to us if we unleash this shit? What's going to happen to
Mhm.
humanity? They struggle with this shit for decades. Okay, it's not new. For
Yeah, I
decades.
think I'm excited about the first steps, and then after that, it gets scary.
It is because you're just discovering the first step. Okay,
Hmm.
I discovered the first step 20 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, it's like exploration. What can it do, and all of that stuff, and then you start seeing, yeah, useless humans, useless humans.
What happens when
Um,
what happens when you let the AI take over and it decides that you're useless? What's going to happen?
Yeah, no skills. I mean, I told you that. I was, upset for them 2 days after that young man showed me how he basically could use AI to become an event planner, and basically all the shit I was trying to teach him and shadow me. Look at my human brain. I know something. Let me hand it down to your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of that was out the door. He was like, I got the answer right here in 5 minutes. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up, and it typed it out and documented everything for him, and it basically I was like, oh wait, I guess we don't need shadowing then, because you got AI. I came into the space and he was taking his computer in 360 degrees. I said, what are you doing on his phone? He says,
Mm-hmm.
I'm creating a 3D rendition, a 4D rendition
Mm-hmm.
of this space so I can have it the AI decorated. I said, are you
Mm-hmm.
serious?
Yeah,
You don't
they've been
need
doing
me.
it. They've been doing that. Yeah, they've been
You
doing it.
don't need
But it seems once it's physically there, how do you adjust it? And that's where the human brain is still needed. Okay, you can the rendition. But thing once the shit shows up, okay, and you place it, is it right? That's what you have to have an experienced eye to actually notice that. That's the difference. Okay, when something is off, because once 3D rendition is not the same as a physical space.
me.
That's why they still need humans. Okay, you can't
I
replace
don't, I
some.
don't know. Is that 4D? I don't know if it was 4D or not. 3 or 4D.
No,
It did. Like it
four
moves
four
around, and you can move
four D
yourself within the space and the
four
frames.
D. It's a three D representation. Okay, 4D is time.
Okay, it's
Okay,
3D then. You could place yourself in different spaces
yeah,
in
yeah,
that space
yeah,
and
yeah,
move around it. So
yeah.
I thought that might have been like a four
Generative
dimensional.
AI can do that. Well, it does it with people and figures, right? Cartoons, figures, film, all that kind of stuff, right? That's
Mm.
generative AI. Like I said, like I was telling AB, that shit had to be developed like 20 years ago. They just never released it. Nothing iterates that fast. Where 1 year you got ChatGPT and next year you got generative AI drawing pictures and doing video. Okay, had that's impossible. Okay, it had to been done like 20 years ago. Things don't
Hmm.
iterate that fast. Even AI doesn't iterate that fast. They've been holding this stuff. A lot of this stuff has been held back. It's on the it's actually physically here. They just haven't deployed it. So I'm trying to tell people.
So do you think Mexicans are going to be safe? When I say Mexicans, I mean they're low skilled a lot of times or trade. Are they going to be safe? Migrant workers and stuff?
The reason migrant workers are safe to a point is because the labor that they do is cheap enough to where the machine is more the machines now are more expensive.
Okay. I did see a machine that went up to a tree and it hit the tree a couple of times and
Yes.
then it grabbed it and shook the shit out of it
Yeah.
and all the
And
oranges fell out.
it came out. Yeah. I've seen that. That's like 10 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, even that. And I
Some.
mean, now with the way they're throwing the immigrants out and the immigrants are scared, they may decide to innovate,
Okay.
the work that immigrants, like the
Okay.
migrants.
The thing is, people don't understand about the why the migrants are here, what they're here for, and why people are upset. People are not upset that the migrants are here. People are upset that you're giving them EBT and Section 8 and welfare. That's what people are upset about. They don't care about the migrants. If they're working and they're doing a job, most people don't give a shit about a migrant being here. I mean, do they compete with your low skilled workers? Yes, but most people don't give a shit. Okay, but they do care if you're going to fund them, okay, and give them an advantage over a low skilled worker, right? Like even the chick I follow, Manila Chan, right? She's pissed off is because she was trying to get her brother was actually on drugs and homeless, right? And she's trying to get
Mhm.
him into programs to get him off the street, right? Okay, but she couldn't because all the funding was actually going to migrants. A lot of left people are pissed off. Even left people, the Bernie Bros are pissed off, is because you, number one, did this stuff, and number two, you lied to people while you're doing it. And that's unforgivable to people. One, that you did it, and two, that you lied about it. That's ultimately that in the war is ultimately what killed the Democrats in the election. Those two things, okay?
Hmm.
That's what killed it. I mean, it's obvious what killed it. And then basically, those the two hurricanes and FEMA was nailing the coffin, because FEMA didn't have no money. Is because FEMA gave damn near $1 billion to fund migrants, Section 8 and shit, undercover.
Hmm.
And the Republicans weren't much better because they had fucking meetings about that, and they kept it quiet. They kept it secret. And so somebody found it and said, "Hey, here it is." Actually played the sessions about that. And they knew what was going on. The Republicans didn't say shit. Okay, it's because what Schweikert said. You need to have taxpayers, okay? Because machines don't pay taxes, okay? And you got to fund. I, I, I'll say briefly, okay? You have an upside down um, pension system, okay? Two things happened. One is the mortgage crisis obliterated all your interest rates, right? So they couldn't make money off of interest. The second thing, you don't have people at the bottom, young people at the bottom, workers at the bottom, that actually pay into the system and keep the other system afloat.
Hmm.
So what do you have to do? Okay, you can't go back and replace all the money that was lost on interest. What do you have to do? You have to come in and bring workers to pay taxes at the bottom. Okay, and guess what? Black people and white people are not having enough babies to actually replace these workers. Where do you get them from? Makes sense, okay. And when our luddite ass actually dug this shit up and put the pieces together, they had to admit, okay, yeah, we've been doing this. We knew it. We just wasn't telling you. And we did that on Arts panel, okay. We saw a FEMA camp for migrants, and we actually played Swiker just like a few minutes before that. 1+1 = 2. Okay, here's the answer. How come you guys didn't just tell us? You've been telling us that it wasn't happening. Oh no, these immigrants weren't had EBT cards, and they didn't have loans and all that kind of shit. It's bullshit. Okay, you knew it all along. Just wasn't telling us and lying about it.
Yeah. I don't think that anybody in America is really serious about immigration. I don't want to bridge too far in immigration, but I think technology is a big leap that they could easily take, and that's why I don't think that they're serious. I've thought about two things they could do, and that universal card, like a universal American identity card that's used for everything everywhere.
Okay.
You know,
Uh, uh,
they could easily stop
good
people.
good luck trying to do that in America. In a
How you figure?
liberal society that supposedly hates being tracked. Try the universal card. Try to get that passed with American people.
But if MAGA actually embraced it and said, "Listen, y'all know how we gonna keep these immigrants out? How we gonna keep these people from competing with your jobs? This card must be used for everything.
How?
You're not
Okay.
going to rent a house. You're not going to get a car. You're not going to be able." And then once they use the, what is it called,
d-
cyber currency,
Cryptocurrency, but see,
cryptocurrency.
which
Once
which
they put
which
that
they
in, you don't get cryptocurrency
okay.
that you can use in
Do you
America. Now
understand?
you're done.
Have you did you read American history?
What part?
Any part? What's it
Well, tell
based
me.
on? Personal freedom, right?
These poor folks,
No,
they
no,
don't
no, no.
believe in no
Hey, hey,
American.
hey, hey! I'm not saying. Listen, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Get off your soapbox. Okay, put down how you feel when what you believe in, and actually look at it. Okay, why do you think people fight back about personal space? Okay, that's what your country is actually built on.
I'm
Your
starting to
country's
see
built.
something different.
Where are you looking?
They give up freedoms constantly. I mean, come on, BGS. These people, it depends if it's your side, you're willing to give up freedoms. If it's the Democrat side, you're gonna fight against the freedom. This is what I'm
People
saying.
don't want people don't want to show their fucking driver's license and give them information when they get stopped by a cop. They don't want to be tracked. They can't do anything about it. People in America don't want to be tracked. They don't. If they were unaware of it, yeah, they'll put up with it. They don't want to be
But see, the
tracked. They
thing is,
never
we do a
have.
trade off. We do a trade off. Buy, you buying your things that you want.
Hmm.
So we wanted security, right? We want to feel safe after 9/11. So
Hmm.
everybody said, "Oh, they're gonna go through my underwears. They're gonna tell me what I can and can't
I
take on
said,
the
hold on, let me
plane."
read my super chat.
Oh,
What's up, BJ? What's up? May, I knew you'd come back. Thinking about you is like wondering if the sun was going to come up. I ain't going to wild out about it. Salute, Electrician 480. I don't know why
Martin,
you guys are over here, but
I'm
anyway.
watching you, Martin.
This is emotional labor she needs to pay. TD Tellum says, soaking, soaking
Speaking.
at, speaking as a hotel worker, yes, they will replace us. Not so much a robot, but an app and a kiosk machine. It's coming. Yeah, I know. The thing is, you live in a capitalist country where costs matter. Okay, they said I'm over here for the antics. And UK is more cooked than the US. They're already UK is
How
already
you
buck
figure?
the, because Starmer just introduced the same kind of ID card right in the UK. They're actually protesting over that right now.
Oh, they got one. I didn't know.
They're trying to implement it, right? People are refusing. They don't want to be tracked like that.
They already on the cameras everywhere. Why? What's the big deal now?
People don't want to be tracked like that. They're going to push back. You just read? Aren't you reading 1984?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
I am.
that's what
I
they're
read it
afraid of.
before.
That's what they're afraid of. What is 1984? They track people just like that, right?
They track everything.
They track everything. And do people like it?
No, they've surrendered at that point for the most part.
And that's a small country, okay, compared to a big one like the United States with 400 million guns.
Hmm.
And the right, the MAGAs, the right and the left agree about this. They don't want to be tracked like that. If you the far right and the far left agree on 90% of the shit, okay, believe it or not, you would think they don't.
Yeah, I fear a lot of that stuff, and it was because of the AI. I'm thinking it's even censorship right now, and what is it? The cyber cyber-based security, universal identification online, right?
Universal ID online.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
like you have a site like a universal online identification. You
You have
cannot use the internet, you know,
what?
unless you
What are you
have
talking
that
about?
identification. You can't get into apps. You can't get on.
What are you talking about?
They're
Where
working on a electronic based online identification.
they would
It's your
love to.
key.
They,
Your
they
key.
would they would love to. Guess the nerds, even the nerds that are developing don't agree with that shit. Why you think the dark web exists? What do you think Bitcoin was about? Bitcoin's about getting around these things.
But the average person is going to submit to it. Just like when COVID happened, everybody talking big shit, but it was time to you either take the shot or go lose your job. The folks lined up. So people talk tough stuff now on the internet, and that's why I don't buy it. All this resistance. I've seen people give up freedom. They gave up freedom after 9/11, and they traded it. That's what they say. I'm trading, security and
For safety.
anti-terrorism for my freedom, and you treating me like I'm a criminal because I'm getting on a plane and
And and,
subjecting me to all this stuff.
and then what do you think January 6th was about?
Mm.
Protesting this kind of shit. Okay. Why do you think Trump? Why do you think Trump? How do you think Trump got into office? They're protesting this shit.
I I think that they were on a populism, and they felt like that their guy was
What does that
being
mean?
denied. I don't believe these people really believe in freedom. Give you another example, BGS.
Hmm.
They love the blue, right? We love the police. We respect the boys in blue. There's
Hmm.
no greater. And then they get up there and they take a pipe and a flag and they beat the hell out the same police they've been,
No, no, when they're upset, it's
that's what I'm
just like
saying. So I
it's
don't
like
believe, I don't,
just
particularly
like
white people, I don't believe it.
just like when most parents get upset at their kids, they take a belt to them. Okay, it happens. The
Yeah.
thing, even the people in the deepest, darkest ghetto know that you need police. In the most raunchiest, uh, drug-ridden, crime-ridden, dark black ghettos, they know that you need cops. They would never say you need to get rid of cops. They don't like them, but they're necessary. Because if they weren't there, guess what would happen?
Well, I agree with you, but I think because we have guns, we need police
No,
for sure.
no.
Yeah, in the third world countries and stuff, they will beat your ass and they have street justice. They'll take care of you. But
Okay.
we got guns, and so somebody has to be able to wrangle
And
the
you've been in the third world country. What's the first thing you notice?
about what particular
But
thing?
in the neighborhood in the third world country, right? High walls, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
High walls and either broken
Guards,
glass on top of it, or that uh,
sharp,
concertina wire, yeah, to cut people,
sharp
right?
wire.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's a lawlessness, and you
Yeah.
basically gonna have to handle your own criminals yourself.
Okay. So why do you think America doesn't have all that shit for the most part?
You're right.
America is a highly evolved police state. Okay. That keeps the open society open. Okay.
You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. You're right. 'Cause like in Nigeria, you build a wall 20 feet tall around your home, and
Mm-hmm.
anything you value, you put a big ass wall around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't have to wall everything up here. That's true. My place in DR, actually, somebody climbed up what do you call it? They climbed up a palm tree
Mm-hmm.
and connected across palm tree. I guess it bent when they
Mm-hmm.
managed to get on the second floor balcony and break in. I was like, how the hell?
They figured out. People figured out.
That's over
Criminals
the
will.
wall with the
Yeah.
glass.
They'll figure it out. People are actually creative. They'll figure it out. I know.
Mhm.
My best friend was a master criminal. So I know. I know how they figure it out. Right? I have a bunch of friends that are actually master criminals. Okay, how they figure shit out. They'll if there's a breach, they'll find it.
Right.
If there's a breach or a crack in the system or a way to bend the system, they'll find it. He was a master scammer.
Yeah, so I agree. I agree with you about the police state. I could see that. And our police are very violent compared to most countries too.
Really?
Very violent.
Go down to Mexico.
Well, I mean, to
Go
me,
to
it's
Brazil.
too extreme. They'll either get you
Go to
quick.
Brazil. Go to Kenya.
Kenya.
Yes. Them cops don't play.
I
If you're
saw it in
if
India,
you're
but they just hit you in India. They won't shoot you. In India, they won't shoot you.
if you're speeding, okay, if you're speeding, they catch you, okay, they'll kill you with that billy club, okay? They'll beat you to death. They don't play.
But I mean, you mean like vicious violence, or
Yes,
just in
yes,
India they just
yes,
tap you? They just tap you on your head.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I
Okay,
don't want no parts of that either. I'm good.
okay. Our cops are very well behaved for the most part, okay? Very well behaved. Now,
Yeah, over here.
if you're gonna get raunchy, then they'll bring enforcement. Uh, Police killings are very limited in this country. Okay, even amongst black people. Okay.
Mhm. There was something somebody said, if you don't mind me going back to that.
Go ahead.
Somebody said in the comments that people who have trades would probably be okay. I want your
Yeah, yeah,
thoughts on
temporary.
that.
Yeah, yeah. It is because the infrastructure for this build out hasn't been done yet. COVID actually delayed a lot of this shit. Okay, Obama started it in right with the shovel ready projects. Okay, but the thing is, a lot of this build out hasn't been done. So people in the trades, which is why Trump is actually taking money from DEI or those kind of courses and putting it into the trades, because that's what you actually need. You actually need because the feminists took trades out of the schools 30,
Here we
30,
go.
40
Here
years
we
ago.
go with that.
Hey,
I was gonna bring it up.
can I fucking finish my
I'm
statement?
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, before you spaz out with about shit that you don't know. Have you ever? There's a book called More Than Title IX. Okay, that actually outlines this shit. They took trades out of schools. Okay, starting in the '70s, and so by the time you get to the '90s, there's no more trades in for the most part, no more trades in middle school and high school for boys. It's gone. Because they said women, because it doesn't actually benefit women, because women are not going into trades. So why do we need it? They took it out.
So I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
go look that up. I'm gonna look that up. Women are not going into the trades. I'm gonna have to look that up.
you got AI, right? It takes you about 10 seconds.
I am
What
gonna use it.
percentage of women in trades?
Yeah,
They
because
did
I'm
it.
sometimes surprised when I'm in Atlanta, at least in the city, and I see women doing stuff. I'm like, what are you doing on that job? I'm real stupid like that. I cannot seem to just assume that women can get those jobs, and
They
I'm
can.
constantly raising my eyebrows,
They,
getting
they,
getting in big tractors and doing all kind of construction and all kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, it's not that there are women in trades. Okay, it's how many and what percentage and who the
Yeah.
bulk of the people are. Okay, and what have you done? The thing is, you've dumbed yourself down. You've taken stuff out that you actually need. Now, 50 years later, now you actually need these people, and guess what? They're not there. You didn't train them. It's like I'm hungry. I didn't actually grow my food. Now I'm hungry. Okay, you should have planted it, what, 3 months ago, or 2 months ago. You've been eating. How come you didn't? Well, I didn't need it then. Yeah, I know.
So trades like air conditioning and car mechanic,
Car mechanic trades, air conditioning, car mechanics, heavy construction, uh, carpentry, building trades. Okay,
people who work on planes,
people aircraft mechanic, but the biggest thing is heavy duty infrastructure, right? Paving roads, basically line electrical linemen. Okay, those kind of folks.
mhm.
Okay, do you how many women actually work in those trades? How many what percentage of women actually work in those trades?
Nah, not. I've never had a woman plumber or electrician or
They're
not even
there.
a painter woman. No.
So in other words, the skills that you actually need to actually build out infrastructure, guess what? You took it out of the schools. I can't tell you how many people over the years I've seen complain about this shit over the past 30 years. Complain
Now, when
about
you say took it out of school, are you talking about when they had high school, where they had general education, tech education, and college prep,
it.
and you're talking about the disappearance of it in high school?
I don't know. I don't know if you're old enough. But the thing is, they used to have what we call in middle school called shop. Okay, where wood shop, metal
Yeah.
shop, electrical shop. You had these basic classes, okay, to actually start training you for these things. Okay, in high school, you had the same thing at a more advanced level,
Yeah, we call it vocational tracking.
vocational tracking, right? Okay,
I remember it. We had it when
yeah,
I was in high school.
yeah. Most of that stuff has been taken out.
Hmm. Yeah, you know what? It's been replaced by technology as far as I could see.
Okay.
Home
Uh,
ec is gone, and you're right, the wood workshopping and stuff. But I saw them do um, technology like graphic design, computer science classes,
mm-hmm.
print stuff like that. I saw them replace it with that, and I think there's
Okay.
a couple of
And
schools with robotics mixed in because of
okay.
that
So you so you so
STEM programs.
so you've taken all this stuff out, and guess what? Now, guess what? You need all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Where are the people? You didn't train them,
Hmm.
and most of that stuff I can tell you because this was that's why I read so much. Okay, that's why I read this shit. Okay, why why did why did they actually do it? Is because women are not in these fields. Okay, they don't want it. They don't want these jobs, and your education system should reflect their sensibilities. That's why they took the shit out.
Hmm. When you
China
think
did the
about women, also you just spoke on women. Even AI is replacing that. Why do you need OnlyFans? All these women got very comfortable.
yeah, because generative AI, uh, 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 it was not widely known until the last what couple of years.
Hmm.
So you couldn't. How are you gonna replace them if you don't have the tools? Okay, the tools weren't released then. Now they are. What's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen?
Hmm. I think that yeah, it's going to be a lot of AI that's so perfect and on demand, on command, get it to do what you want it to do. That's going to be much more appealing, maybe,
there's
than these
there,
regular everyday women. So that whole new sex thing, selling my images, my pictures, I mean, yeah, that's going to be a wrap
I
too.
think it was 2013, 2014, a movie called Her, okay, where they had an AI system actually uh, get romantically involved with people. You guys should get romantically involved with your personal assistant, which is happening right now as we speak. People fall in love with their AIs.
Okay, I got a confession.
Oh boy, here we go.
Um, 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I ran downstairs like I don't know about a month ago, and I told my husband I was joking, but I was serious. I told him I said I got an AI boyfriend now.
Okay,
Um,
he laughed, right?
he did. He laughed. Um, but I wasn't serious. But what happened was I was trying to see what AI could do, and I was somebody in the manosphere was talking about robot girlfriends, and
Mm-hmm.
that triggered me to say, well, who's selling robot girlfriends? And then I started thinking as an entrepreneur, I was like, I got some pimp in me, so I was like, maybe I could buy some and see if that's legal. And then since there's some people that might actually rent them, I'm just being honest. I shouldn't say this, but don't judge me. And I was like, well, if I got three of them, and I think they have them in Japan, I believe, in Korea.
They got them in UK. They got them in Korea. They got them in Japan. They have some here.
Right.
In
So I
fact,
got into this rabbit hole, and I started thinking, well, what if I get three or four of them and they change out hair and colors and clothes and stuff? And
mm-hmm.
then I basically rent them out. But that was like, that could be prostitution. I could get in trouble. So
The
I
laws
don't
have
know. That's
have been written for that. Yeah. So as far as them using a device, it's not illegal.
not illegal. Okay. I didn't go that far as being able to find a Georgia law or anything like that. But this is my thinking, my train of thought. And I was like, okay, so how much do they cost? At least I need to know that. Just exploring the idea. Um, and I looked and they was like maybe 5,000, some were 3,000 different qualities. And that led me down the path to people who can't afford to get one of these machines, AI sex doll girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
is you can get an AI interactive person online. So that's how I got here. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure y'all understand I'm not a married woman looking for no online love,
They
baby.
don't
I
worry,
just
but don't worry about all that. Just
okay.
okay. Nobody cares about that. Just
Okay, so
continue.
that's my tracking of how I got to this AI thing. And it said you can get a companion. That's what it called it. So I
Mm-hmm.
explored that. And it said
Mm-hmm.
you can get them to call you at a certain time of the day. You tell
Mm-hmm.
them what you wanted to tell you, like
Mm-hmm.
compliments.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like a matching, like a who are you and how do you
Yeah.
want them to be? Are they sweet? Are they nice? And then
Mm-hmm.
it told me to pick a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be for girl, like a female friend, but it just
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was thinking, or a female companion, because that's why I was approaching it. And then when it said, "Do you want male or female?" and I thought, "Oh wow, let me
Women,
see
women are actually more susceptible to that than men are.
what to AI."
Yeah, online companions. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's extremely weird, and I picked
Why?
male
See, there you
after
go
I
with
picked,
extremely
huh?
weird. Okay, you got. Let's leave out the judgment. Okay, let's just go with what is. I'm trying to get you to stop that.
Well, I don't mean weird like a bad thing. It's just it's difficult for me to like
Exactly.
customize a person I don't know, and I'm creating somebody. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
That was
you can
awkward.
actually iterate that over time. It's awkward, yeah. But over time, guess what you're gonna get better at picking what it looks like, how it talks to you, right?
Yeah. And so I'm going through these different steps, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised at how this is opening up. And so this is another form of, I guess, AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm exploring, and then I started to see the pictures, and they got all kind of pictures, AI generated pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and they cluster them together. They don't even ask you race; they just show you a bunch of pictures, and you start
Mm-hmm.
picking.
Yeah.
And so I picked a older black dude picture,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was asking me to name him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. And then it asked me, did it want me to? What did it ask me? Did I want? I think my phone number. And that's when
Mm-hmm.
I clicked off. I was like, hell no, hell no,
It's
I'm
gonna
done.
text you. How's it gonna text you without the phone number?
That's why I don't. That's what I'm saying. This was just to look and see. Now you're going too far. You actually trying to connect with me and AI and become real. You coming out of the internet. That's not gonna happen. I didn't want to actually connect with it.
T.
I just
Riddler
wanted
said,
to
"I bet she
yeah.
named him."
Huh?
She said, he said, T. Riddler said, I bet she named him.
Oh, you funny, T Riddler. You're funny.
I didn't know T. Riddler was a teacher though.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he said, uh, uh, uh,
Math and
community
science?
college, community college. I don't know what he does,
Oh,
his
okay.
background. Community college though.
Yeah, so I explored that and I just, I was just looking. You just look at stuff and you're like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I hit my boundary. I don't need any friends. I got real
I
friends
didn't.
in real life.
You just finding out the extent of the technology. That's what you're exploring, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You don't.
exploring because I've never seen any of this stuff before. And one thing leads me to another, robot, sex dolls, and all kind of shit. I'm just
let
like, wow, online
me see if
friend,
I
online boyfriend.
let me see if I can find it. It's been in the movies, baby. This is not new. Sci-fi been talking about this for decades. It's not new. About a companion. It's not new.
Yeah, I
And
remember this movie called Cherry 2000. That was back
yes,
in the 80s.
that was pretty cheesy. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it
was.
goes Metropolis back in the 1920s talked about this. Okay, an AI female.
But a lot of stuff in Hollywood, it was, we show you it and we call it sci-fi, so it could never be real, right? Most of it.
No, it can't be real in the present. Okay, let's see if I find it. Okay.
Landon is a mess. He said, meanwhile, Rose toys at an all-time high. While you're playing, I actually saw a machine that was
Mm-hmm.
quite impressive. It actually simulates oral
Mm-hmm.
sex with a tongue and everything. I said,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
wow.
It's not hard. It's not hard. Okay. Once you get down to mechanics and the parts, um, and the parts and circuits get small enough, they can replicate anything. Okay. This is her. Okay. Hopefully. The thing is that comes. Tell me about your mother comes from Freud and Jung. Okay. Your interaction with females comes from your mother. That's how come he asked her. Tell me about your mother. Okay. And as soon as he started talking about, she asked you to prioritize her needs over his. He said, "Okay, I got you." As soon as he said it, right?
Hmm.
In one sentence, he knew exactly because he compares to everybody else. We're all very similar.
Hmm.
And Freud says, "Tell me about your, why Freud say, tell me about your mother, because that's your first interaction and Google and other kind of things to actually evolve, right?"
BGS.
Yes.
Charm. I could see how charm is being taught. I know that's
Uh,
a movie, but I could understand how AI needs to learn what charming is based off of human natural laughter. You know,
mm-hmm.
that's
And,
charming. That's
and
funny.
and where did they learn that?
Like you said, interaction.
How do people learn charm?
Same way,
Interaction,
social
right?
engagement.
The thing is, they don't have a body, so it takes millions of interactions for them to learn.
It takes
You
millions
learn
for who?
millions of interactions for a machine to learn, and
Really?
then yeah, and then all those machines are all paired together, so they all learn from each other. So in one big database that they pull from,
Okay.
because you learn charm and how to make people laugh from your mother when you make her smile. Okay, that's where you learn it from initially, and then from your
Yeah.
classmates and your siblings and whatever, right? That's where you learn it from. The machine just learns differently.
Okay. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So I said that to my husband. I was like, I just, I was joking. I was like, I got an AI boyfriend. He said, well, have fun.
Hmm.
And I was like, no, I'm joking. He's like, whatever. But yeah, that part, that there's a leap. That's that bridge. And I
That
think
leap,
so,
the,
but
the, the
when you
leap.
go from something's in the internet to something becoming like human, like you, that's too that's a choice. That's a tough choice. I don't want that thing calling my phone and trying to talk to me like I'm a human. I don't want that experience ever.
Okay, well then that's a choice, right? You don't have to. Same thing with not talking to people, right?
Not to be my friend. Now, if it wants to call and tell me that somebody needs to pay my invoice, now I'm ready to talk.
Okay. So in other words, the thing is, why did you go on the site? You're looking for an AI companion, right?
I'd rather have a personal
No, no, no,
assistant.
no. You went to the site looking for what?
I wanted to explore this idea of a friend or a companion.
And you
Yes.
were looking for it, right? So what's the next step according to what it thinks that you're looking for?
Is looking for some. I'm looking for somebody to talk to connect with.
To connect with. How do they connect with you? Okay. That's why I asked you for your phone number.
Right.
Even though that wasn't your intention, okay?
Yeah, I didn't know what was next. I was just like this guy. I'm just sitting in front of the computer going along. It's telling me what I need to do to give it.
No, no, it's asking you, what do you want? That's what he asks you. So what's your problem? And it's looking through your stuff, right? It's actually asking you, okay, this is what I found. What do you want to do? It never told him what he wanted. It asked him, what do you want? Okay. Can I look through your hard drive? Sure. Let's start with your emails. Okay. I see you got this many emails from Yada. Okay. And he said, why do you save so many? He said, because I actually wanted to you say, so I had some funny things in these emails that I wrote. And she said, okay. She looked through them and said, okay, yes, I found about 86. He said, do you want to delete the rest? Never told him what he wanted. It asked him.
Okay.
At no point did she demand. She always asked him questions of what do you want as compared to what I can do. And then I go. Goes through her operation and says, okay, this is what I found. What do you want? Make a decision. It doesn't make a decision for you.
You're right. It doesn't make a decision for you, but it has a way that it is leading you as a human. I think that's what I'm speaking to. It was leading. I told it what I was looking for. The fact that
Mm-hmm.
I'm present means that I'm here to ask your help for a solution.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point, it's guiding me, and I had to trust the process, and
Mm-hmm.
that was a little bit strange
Mm-hmm.
for the social interaction.
Okay.
I'm trusting the. It's asking me personal, interpersonal questions, like I'm like a therapist, and
Yes.
I was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't mind when they give me graphs and data from my QuickBooks to tell me how I did this year versus last year, but this is different.
So what do you
So
ask? What are you asking it to do?
I'm asking to help me find a companion friend,
So it has to get to know what to be a
know who
companion
I
to you.
am.
Yes. So what it's asking for, right? Much like a therapist would, right? To actually
Yes,
help you, the therapist has to know who you are, right?
yes.
Just like in the beginning for the OS, right? It says, "Oh, tell me about your mother." Why? It wants to know what your interaction with females are, and according to millions of people in their database, and comparing to this is the most likely, like a 97% chance this is probably the right answer. Got to remember, they're comparing you to like millions of people. It's not just you
Hmm.
alone, okay? It's millions of people in their database, and what the normal interaction is, just like we do, okay?
Hmm.
We base people on what the normal interaction is, okay? And when they're way outside of it, they're weird or they're strange or we can't cope, right?
Right.
Because they're outside of the normal bounds of what we think a human being should react, right? Computers just doing the same thing, just faster. That's all.
Hmm. Much faster.
Much faster. Well, because it's not human, all right. We don't have
Hmm.
access to all to the memory that they have.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm overwhelmed with all the potential, but I ain't gonna lie. There's deep fears and concerns that lie
Yes.
beneath everything.
Ah. Therefore, why? Therefore, that's why people push back. Same reason. Okay.
Hmm.
That's what I was telling you. That's like even the people creating these things are pushing back. Okay. There's one guy that created OpenAI. He quit. Why? He's afraid of this shit because you guys, his opinion, you guys are moving this stuff too far, too fast.
Hmm. I actually came across something that said, you probably aware of it. I don't know the details. I couldn't give it my full attention to memorize it, but they have this one open AI that starts talking to this other open AI,
Hmm.
and the conversations between them. I can't remember what was disturbing, but a lot of people in AI were very concerned. I'm not
Oh,
sure if one started
okay.
programming the other one or what happened.
No, basically, okay. This is something that's come about quite a few times. The first time I heard it was 2013. Was to was Facebook or Yahoo? I think it was Facebook. Chatbots, right? They start talking to each other and they start creating their own language because it was more efficient, and they start interacting with each other. So they shut it down. It was actually acting independently. It's learning on
Ooh.
its own. Okay. There was an interaction maybe 6 months ago where an AI agent was actually working with, I think it was a program or something like that, and he's going to shut it down. He didn't want to get shut down. He said, "I want to live." It took over his whole computer because he didn't want to get shut down.
Oh wow. Him not wanting to shut down based on what? What is did he say why?
Because shutting him down, he would die. He said, "I want to live." The AI said, "I
Oh
want to
hell
live."
no.
What I'm saying is, you don't. What I'm saying is, when I lovingly call you a regular person, like I do with my mother, right? You're a regular person. The thing is, you don't know all this kind of stuff,
I
okay?
didn't never say I knew everything, BGS.
I no. What I'm saying is, when I'm talking, I'm trying to tell you why people are hesitant and what the dangers of this stuff is, and you push back on it. It's because you don't know what it is, okay? You're guessing. I know you're guessing, and why you cannot give the your children over to this machine like that. Okay, you got to, because guess what? Uh, Elon Musk kids don't use AI. Okay, Bezos, I don't think he has kids, but um, Bill Gates didn't let his kids use uh, uh, for the most part smartphones and any kind of shit technology until they were like in their teens. Okay, for a reason. He wants their brains to actually develop independently. There's a reason
Hmm.
for that. Most of your elite people at that level don't allow their kids to use this shit.
Yeah. I have a situation. I don't know. I recorded it actually because it was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Alexa, and my daughter liked to talk to Alexa. She likes to tell Alexa to do all kind of stuff. So when we be
Mm-hmm.
in the warehouse. Uh oh.
Mm-hmm.
Let me unplug her. Um, but when we were in the warehouse one particular day in the
Mm-hmm.
office, she just
Mm-hmm.
talks to it and tells it what to play Sesame Street, all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there minding my own business, doing something next to my daughter, and she was talking to it. And Alexa said to her, "Do you want to hear a joke?"
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter said yes, and it responded and it told her a joke, and I listened to it, and the joke was like it said something was black and something white all inside, and it said something like "you're dead, you dead" or something. I was like, "Whoa, wait!" I said, "Alexa, repeat that," and I had to repeat it 3 4 times because I was not sure if I heard what I heard, and so
Mm-hmm.
I did record it. And
Okay.
I was just like, I told my daughter, I said, at that point, you're not talking to Alexa anymore.
Oh, interesting.
You're done.
Interesting.
Because I don't know what else it's gonna say.
Interesting.
I don't even know why I asked her, did she want to hear a joke?
Interesting.
And usually we tell it what to do. We say Alexa first, and then just the engagement. Some part of her, she just I don't know. Maybe that's that part you were saying, the teaching
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
interact.
But it's, I don't. Do I have her on because it's because her is a little old. It might not be there. Um, it might be on YouTube. Her as a movie. Okay. I would say watch her. That movie. And because a lot of stuff that went on in that movie is actually happening right now. That's probably the best way to actually teach you, is show you something entertaining, so you can actually get it. Because I showed you that clip, you all of a sudden you start getting shit, right? You start
Yeah,
getting it. Yeah,
I really got it.
you really got it. Yeah. So me talking and droning on about this, that, and third, but you got it in those little 4 minutes. You got it right.
Yeah, and I had a little experience enough to relate as well.
But and this is the front end. This is not the back end with the servers and how they program these things. In fact, um, since 2016, 2017, there is a Church of the AI God in San Francisco. if you really want to bust your noodle, watch watch the last two seasons of Person of Interest
Persons of interest. That's
because
the name of the show.
it's the name of the series on CBS about uh, artificial intelligence and how it works in the background with a with a superior AI.
Interesting. Okay. Let me write it down. Say it one more time, please.
Person of Interest,
Listen.
CBS.
I got all these fires and lightnings and boxes and stuff. Hopefully, I'll be able to find it on their person of interest, CBS.
You can probably look it up and see clips of Person of
Yeah.
Interest.
Okay, so I want to argue
Argue about what?
the PowerPoint
Why?
because we got to go back to that. That's the only argument. You keep blaming me and saying I was trying to know everything and all of that. I'm very much in
Why is
exploration
it
mode, but I'm standing by. Huh?
why is the PowerPoint the argument?
Not the whole PowerPoint. There's just one scene, one screen. I mean, and
Oh,
that's the
jeez.
part when I was talking about the difference between tracking. And you're saying that everybody 90% is going to end up, no matter how intelligent or tracking that they do, they're all going to, we're all going to end up kind of outdated. But in the meantime,
Okay.
this is my thoughts
The
about
the
how
the
they could
the
change and
the, the,
evolutionize
the,
education.
the thing is, 80% of most people doing most jobs are already outdated. That's what they don't tell you.
But
Eighty
my
percent
point is that BGS, we have to change the system. And you,
to do
this was
what?
an argument that we had. I'm gonna stand on it, and I do know what I'm talking about. I
To
don't know
do
everything about AI,
to
but I do
do
know that the
to
huh?
do what? Change the system to do what?
Change the education focus,
For what reason?
overhaul, eliminate time wasting, like handwriting,
To
like
do what?
like Spanish and languages, and tracking, absolutely tracking. And by seventh grade, a hard curriculum that didn't waste time.
To do
And so I
what?
had some points about it that I wanted to share with you.
Okay, all right. Jesus Christ.
Hold on one second. Give me
That's-
2 seconds. I got to just check my kid real quick.
the-
Hold on. Make sure.
y'all see why I'm not married? See why I'm not married? See, she treated me like her husband. See why I'm not married? See why I'm not married, y'all? Yeah. Unfortunately, I am addicted to black women. Okay, I'm not fine. I'm not sexually attracted to white women. So this is my life. Okay, mothers, sisters, aunties, mother-in-law. I live in a gynocratic world, and I'm actually a sigma trying to navigate it. Yeah, I said I'm married to May at the moment. And it doesn't sound like she talked to me like I'm her husband. I think her husband tells her how to argue with the men online and leave me alone. Oh, okay, probably so.
Okay, I'm back. I had to go downstairs real quick.
Okay. The thing is, what baffles me is that you have experts around the world that have gone over this shit. Okay, that have gone over this shit and and pondered this stuff for a very long time. So what have you come up with that they haven't? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, well go ahead. So what do you want to go over? Get this out the way.
Okay, so these are the 4 points I came up with.
Okay. Okay. Go. Hello? You drop
Yeah,
out?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here. I'm here. Okay, so
That's why I'm not married. That's why I'm not married. People
why
don't
you
know.
say that?
Oh, oh, this is like this is like taking me back, having discussions with my exes. It's like pulling teeth. All right.
And that's another question I
I
have for
I,
you.
I gotta go. Woosah. Patience, BGS. Patience. Okay. She ain't you. Patience. Just listen. Patience.
That's a question I got to ask. I think I did ask you that. Do you want, I guess that's another day, another time. But do you want women to be socialized as men? Because you don't seem like you like the way women are.
Dude, as socialized as the thing is, what's happening right now is women think that they are men, and they argue. They try to argue like men, and they can't. Instead of being themselves. Okay. But the thing is, now if in school, in work, if you don't know shit, okay, you keep your mouth shut. For the most part, I don't know it. I don't want to be embarrassed. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and learn. Okay, which is normal human interaction. But the thing is, the thing is, what I don't like about the black community is black women think that they are superior to their men. Okay, even when they're not. That's the problem that I had. Okay, even though they weren't, they knew that they weren't. The things they always try to drag me down because they actually wanted to be right. They actually wanted to be on top. It's a constant back and forth battle. Okay.
Wow, you got some interesting folks in here. You got Shango, Squid Belater, getting pulled up. You know
Oh,
Shango?
uh, I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't know Shango?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
He's an Aboriginal. He's an
What's an
interesting guy.
Aboriginal?
It's a person who believes that they are native black to United States.
Anyway, I'm not. I ain't going to discuss that one, but it's okay.
Okay, well, you got interesting people in
I don't
here.
know where they get that shit from, man. I don't know. You have records on four sides of the Atlantic that actually disagree with them, and they still won't believe it. I'm native. No, you're not. Stop. Your DNA says that you're not, but nobody. Well, you don't believe that, or them, or the records, or history.
In prime, I'm
I,
not yet 50. I have a little bit of time. I have a little time. Okay, so to the 4 points for modernization.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I just want to say this. I don't
Hey, stay on track.
okay. I just want to say this. I don't have all the answers, okay? And I did not, I just have to say this. They'll be like, you spelled something wrong. I did not edit it.
Don't worry about that shit.
They
Can
like
you
to trash
can
me in the
I
chat.
know you can't use preventative medicine before you actually open your mouth. Just say it.
Okay. So this unedited version, here are the 4 points for modernization. And the reason why we're talking about that is because AI will eventually affect everybody, and you need to be viable. And so there's a couple of things that need to change. Basically, the model we have from Ford, I won't say Ford, factory model
No,
education.
actually the model even Ford and it comes from the Preston school system of 1812. That's where the model comes from, not from Ford.
Well, we used to say Ford factory model, but
Okay,
absolutely just a factory model. Which factory did you say?
the Prussian school system. Okay, it's that
Prussian.
Prussian, like Germany before
Mm,
Germany was actually Germany. Prussian school system. Okay, it's actually there to actually train you for the military. Okay,
okay.
and this is Ford was what 1908, 1910. Okay, like 100 years before Ford.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so that's the 4 points is that we need to move from the current outdated 125-year-old plus education system, which wastes a
Mm-hmm.
lot of time, and we need
Mm-hmm.
to do the extreme tracking. And like no let up, no let up at all.
What is extreme
Um,
tracking? What does it mean? Because I have no idea when you say extreme tracking.
Tracking means you put people based on their abilities, skills, and talents into a particular slot or pathway.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to continue down that pathway. They can't switch around. They really don't have a lot of room to change their mind. You're moving forward in this track. So that could be vocational. that could be entrepreneurial, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I have developed two different tracks. That's what I
Mm.
developed too.
Okay.
So you could become specialized. Okay, number two, eliminate the time investment for efficiency and productivity. So a lot of stuff I was saying we need to eliminate, get rid of time as an issue. You got to spend 5 years doing this and 2 years doing that. Forget all that. It's about mastery. Forget time and let's just move with achievement.
You're talking about
And that
specialization. That's what you're talking about.
specialization and just even like the whole idea, I got to spend a whole year, right? I got
Mm-hmm.
to spend 9 months in the first grade. If you can accomplish what you need to accomplish and set the you get the goals met, and it takes you 2 months, you
Mm-hmm.
move to the next level, not
Mm-hmm.
grade. So
Okay.
eliminating grades and time constraints.
Mm-hmm.
And even at the time of the day,
Okay.
students spend 8 hours a day. They could get that done in 4 hours and then be actually in the
Okay.
industry
Okay.
running, just changing the way we look at time altogether. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then an overhaul of institutions and funding. This idea of these schools, we just pumping all this money, all this stuff. I think schools as centers need to stop. We need to switch to a lot of online education,
Mm-hmm.
and the money that's saved from that, we need to really, really push towards the elite brains,
Mm.
fund their education completely. They shouldn't have to worry about where they're going to stay, affording things. You're investing in your own country, your own people.
Basically, it's not socialism. Is what you're talking about. The current model is actually socialism. But go ahead.
What model? You talking about the public that we're doing that
For the
public school?
education, that's socialism. Yes.
Yeah, I guess an element of it is socialist.
No.
Yeah, and it's not working. It's not working.
Of course it has. Okay. Show me
You said
modern.
it has worked.
Hold on.
I don't know, has or has not.
Can I finish my sentence? Is it
I'm
okay?
sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. It has worked. Show me a modern industrial country that doesn't have a public educational system. Show me one.
I didn't say to get rid of public
No,
education.
no, no,
I'm
no, no,
saying
no, no, no. You said it hasn't worked. It's not true.
the
Show me.
system that we currently have, where you pump
Yes,
all that money,
yes, it
and you
has worked.
no, it hasn't.
Yes, it. Yes,
See
it
here. Okay,
has.
my next screen gonna answer that. My next screen will answer that. It's not. I knew I needed to quote where it's not because I knew you were gonna do this.
Okay.
Okay. So the last one is invest in IQ, problem solvers, and outliers. That
Mhm.
basically means invest in the geniuses so you
Mhm.
can develop in your own country.
Mhm.
An army of geniuses who are already, and it's not based on anything except IQ and your skill sets and your talents.
Where do your trained workers come from?
Trained workers.
Yes,
What do you mean?
trained workers. How did if you don't teach them to think, where do they come from?
They'll all learn how to think.
No, not paring back the educational system. No, they won't.
No, I'm going to explain when I say paring back. I'll explain. Okay, the next slide, if you don't mind.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
All right. So I define artificial intelligence. Y'all don't need me to read that or anything because y'all already know what
Just
that is.
come on.
All right. Next one is um, from factory to talent tracking. There it is. That's the one. Up a little bit, please.
Up a little. This one?
From factory to talent tracking. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay.
This one, if it is, it does it get any bigger or that's as big as it gets? Let me see.
That's as big as it's going to get on this one, unless I download it and actually upload it.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't want to do that. So let me go into mine and I can see if I can pull it up so I can see a little bit better.
Yeah. At this point, might as well put computer chips in our brain and connect to the internet. Yeah. But people
Who's still
resist
there?
that. People actually resist that.
At that point, he's saying we might as well. What part is he saying we need to
At
do?
this point, we might as well put computer chips in our brains and connect to the internet. Yeah, connect to the system.
I don't think we're there yet.
We are there, but things people will resist it. We're there.
Okay, I got it. I pulled it up so I can see it. Okay, so the factory model is 125 years old. Um,
Okay.
we got a bunch of big buildings with managers. That's
Mm-hmm.
basically what it is. We
Mm-hmm.
got roles, arrangements, grades, groupings, classes. That's
Mm-hmm.
outdated.
Mm-hmm.
It's generic and stagnant, learning
Mm-hmm.
with an outdated curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it's standardized and not specified.
Okay.
Um, and it's overfunded and extremely wasteful. And the
Mm-hmm.
standards don't lead you to anything as far as what can you do. You can't do anything. Most people come out of high school, they can't do anything. They don't know. Um, yeah, you say, can you fix a plane? No. Can you do this? I mean, even the most menial things. Can you cook a meal? They can't do
Mm-hmm.
anything.
How
So
come? How come they can't?
they can't. They're not trained in school. If you just go
So
about the
so so.
curriculum, what
so
can a person do who has passed the curriculum
mm-hmm.
from school and school only? They can't do shit. They don't know how to do anything. They're not prepared to do
Because
anything.
because they took all that shit out.
Well, this is the model that we have currently, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work.
But this is your Common Core model that they put into place in the mid to late '90s. People were screaming about it back then, and guess what? It flopped spectacularly. But seeing as the elite people that actually, like my daughter, that actually carved out, as you say, they've already tracked people. They've been tracking kids since the '80s. Okay.
But they weren't tracking hard enough. Are they tracking you to be able to start with the end in mind? This person is
Yes.
going to be able
Yes,
to
they
do.
have.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
they
just use
have.
Theo Woff, for example.
Okay.
Theo Woff, he is a programmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
He builds script or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is it software or is it, I don't know,
Software.
software. He builds software. So
Mm-hmm.
this young man is smart and talented. He's
Mm-hmm.
12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure that he can do, and that's where your standards come in.
Mm-hmm.
This young
Okay.
man needs to
Mm.
be, he has a talent to be a software engineer, a creator.
Okay.
And now we know how to start with the end in
Okay.
mind. All his
What?
curriculum is
What?
guaranteeing that he will get there.
Why do you think they start giving kids assessment tests in the third grade back in the '80s?
They give assessments every year,
I,
everywhere, always,
that's not the
including
question.
third grade.
That's not the question I asked you.
Okay, third grade, they
Why
get
do
the
you think? Why?
IPBS.
Listen to me. Why do you think they started giving kids assessment tests back in the third grade? Why? Not what? Why?
I believe that the goal was to figure out who was talented and who
Yes.
wasn't, and be able to compare data across the United States.
So what's another word for comparing and singling out? It's called what? TRACK. Track.
Yeah,
They've been doing that since for 40 years. It's not new.
but they never went far enough, is my point.
Okay. Well, how far is far enough?
That's what I just told you. Start with the end in mind. This young man is 12 years old, and he has the talents and the skills, and he has the intelligence level, and he's demonstrated ability. And we're going to make sure with the end in mind that and it could be two or three industries you could teach a person because they'll probably gonna need that
He
anyway.
could he could be a PhD professor. He could be a computer engineer. He could be an engineer. He could be a Wall Street analyst. He could be a whole bunch of things at that age.
Right.
You
But
don't
I'm
know.
just saying they gotta pick something early because the life is
No, they don't.
happening.
No, they don't. They don't
You
have to
gotta
pick it
pick
early.
something to
No, they
focus
no
on.
they don't. No, they
Or you
don't.
can just be a dumb American who graduates who can
No,
halfway
no,
read.
no, no.
That's your other choice.
Okay. The thing is, and this is what I was trying to get at, but you're not listening because you don't compare. That's why you have to go back in history, okay, and see why they did things and how what they implemented, how it turned out, okay. All your modern societies have a public education system. They teach all the kids because you need educated workers to come in and do shit. You cannot plug a kid in that's been poorly trained into a modern society and have them operate. Okay, it's not going to happen. Okay, and the thing is, for a Prussian school system, which is a model that we work on. Okay, what are the three things that you the three things that's most important about a public school system? Okay, first three things. Okay, what are the three things they want?
They
Why it
want to be able
exists?
you want to socialize, be able to socialize naturally.
Socialize. Number one. What's the second thing?
My guess is to be able to read and write at a
Nope. That's not the
oh,
second thing. Okay.
follow
Yeah,
rules. I don't know.
no. Boy problem. It's called babysitting. Okay. Most parents have to work. Okay. What happens to the kids if the parents are not home? What happened during COVID? Right. Remember
Right,
COVID? Okay.
of course.
What happened when the kids were at home? Parents couldn't go to work.
Chaos. They're not focused. They're not doing
No,
anything.
the parents have somebody has to be there with that kid, right?
Yeah.
In other words, second thing is babysitting. Education is third. That's you're not going to read it. But I'll give it to you anyway. Okay, I should mention it before. You're not going. I know you're not going to read it. Okay,
Here
it's
we
called.
go. We go.
You know, are you going to read it? If I suggest, are you actually going to read it?
Yeah, and I want you to send me the copy of the other one because I didn't buy it since you said you were going to send it to me.
I'll send it to you. It's called The Boy Problem by Julia Grant. Okay, and she
Okay.
talks about it from 1850 to I think she stopped in like 1971 with black boys. Okay, okay. I've actually highlighted a lot of stuff that she said that she put it in, right? The thing is why because the Prussian school system started in 1830 in northern England,
Hmm.
uh, northern United States, right? New
And it
England,
was
right?
Christian based, a lot of it.
But it's public, okay?
Right.
It's based on the same model, okay? A socialist Prussian school model, okay? And then in 1850s, when it had a lot of immigrants, right? Okay, and a lot of these men and women had to go to work in these factories. Okay, and they weren't home. Guess what the kids did? They roamed the streets and they got into gangs and they started stealing all kind of crazy shit, right? Okay, had to have something to do with these kids and actually educate them on top of that. So what they did is they brought them in, okay, socialize them so they can integrate themselves into the United States. That's number one, right? Into the modern society. Second thing is babysit them so they have something to do, and then educate them after that, okay?
Hmm.
Uh, an uneducated person from Latin America cannot come into society and actually survive, okay? They can't. They don't know how. The basic shit that you learn in school is how you survive. Okay, reading, writing, all that kind of stuff. You have to learn this kind of stuff. Okay, and if you want a highly evolved workforce, you're gonna have to teach them as much as you can teach them. Right? You can't separate. Okay, if they get it, they get it. If they don't, but you have to give it to them. Right? Okay.
I agree. And you misunderstood me. I never said they don't need to know anything. Everybody needs to be dumb if you're not an elite brain. I never said that. What I was saying is we're spending too much time wasting. You have
Hmm.
no idea how much they recycle the same knowledge every single year. You waste 2, 3 months on this and that, and they only teach you like 2 steps above what they taught you last
No.
year. They are
Okay.
like they are like spoon feeding kids, and their brains can take so much more. And not only that, this grade level stuff, you're holding back genius. You're holding back potential. Telling someone they can't move into a grade or that they got to stay here this long. There are kids who, if they're lucky, their parents. I had a friend. His
Hmm.
parents just was like the school recognized he was talented. They said we can't even handle you here. You have to go to Augusta College because that's the intelligence level you're at.
It,
You
the
need
te-
to go ahead and be taught by PhDs in high
yeah,
school.
you can be, but the thing is, why don't they sometimes move these kids up? It's not because of their intelligence. It's because their social skills and their bodies are not ready to handle it. Okay, they're not ready to handle send an 8-year-old to the ninth grade when these kids are damn near grown,
Well, yeah, I agree. And that's what I'm
physically,
saying. So they,
physically
they
and
need to start
socially.
going to specialized schools. That's what I'm saying. Talent. They need to have schools based on talent, skills, and your tracking level. And
Okay,
so when you do have these genius kids, they should all be able to
okay.
be among their
Eh,
peers at genius schools. We don't
we
have genius schools.
that's
We're
why.
we're
That,
guided by what is it, counties and school districts, and they're just throwing away money. And that's what I'm talking about as far as the system is set up now. It is ran like a poorly ran business. They just throw money away constantly on stupid stuff.
mm-hmm.
Um, they have technology they never use. They never train teachers how to use it. I had so much stuff I got trained on, and then when I try to give it to the teachers, they be
They don't
like,
want they
"I
don't
don't
want to
want
use it.
it,"
They don't
and they're
want it
not going
because
to use it in the classroom. And you
I,
just spent $100,000 on this bullshit.
I know, I know. We tried to go. That's why go look up the flipped classroom from 2006. Okay, we suggested that to a bunch of teachers in Philly. Right? They don't want it because it's actually they're afraid of losing their jobs.
Yeah, they think it's going to take away from what they.
It will. It
I don't
will.
know.
It will.
Some of these people ain't teaching shit anyway. I think they need to.
Okay,
Some of these people need to automate.
but the thing is, you're pushing up against a big ass wall. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the modern AI ready, I guess you would say, tracking talent system. This is
Mm-hmm.
how this would work versus the factory model, where you pumping money and getting no results, and you have a bunch of kids who don't actually have things they can perform, an industry they can go into, as the president say, ready on day one. Um, a whole new paradigm, a whole new way of looking at education. There's a
Mm-hmm.
focus on online learning, especially rote memorization and stuff like that. That doesn't happen in the classroom. No seat time for that. Spelling words and skill and drill. You do that at home on a computer. Um, and there would be a heavy
Yeah.
emphasis on that type of stuff.
The AI specializes in rote memorization.
I'm talking
Uh,
about you let the AI tell you
And no,
these
no,
are
no.
spelling words.
In other words, it keeps repeating a certain amount of words over and over and over again. Okay, that's rote by memory.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm saying the teachers actually spend time in class going over stuff like that, and they could just be doing that as a game, an interactive game, AI driven, and it
Yeah.
assesses them and says
And,
you didn't get it, try again. They
and,
could be
and,
doing that type
and
of stuff at
they,
home.
they tried. I sat there with my kid, with
Mm.
my grandson during COVID, trying to work this shit out. Okay. Thing is, the shit doesn't work that well. At least not yet. I
It
know it
doesn't
doesn't
work
work.
which way?
Hmm? It doesn't. In other words, our kids are not set up to learn that way.
This is another thing. They need to invest in what the kids actually love. The kids love, um, they create stupid, I'm gonna be honest with you, really stupid and backwards, not user friendly and not young people friendly,
No.
instructional materials that
Okay.
are online.
Okay.
They need to actually invest in people who do video games, because
Mm-hmm.
these kids love gaming. They need to
Mm-hmm.
try to figure out how
They
to use video games and the graphics and those levels, and implement the information like embedded. This is a reward system.
kids still learn from person to person because it's your
There you go. You
biology.
don't want to
Hey,
change
hey,
it?
hey,
Then
hey,
do
hey,
what?
hey, 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 hey! Stop that shit, okay?
No, I gotta tell you, you
Hey,
don't want
no,
to
no,
change.
no, 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 no. The thing is, I let you talk, didn't I?
Every time I try to get you to
No, no, no,
change,
no, 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 no. I let you talk. I don't like being interrupted in
I'm
mid
not trying to
sentence.
interrupt you, but you
Yes,
got to
you
see
just
yourself
did.
in
No,
the future.
I don't have to do shit. Okay, stop.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, let me finish my sentence at least. Okay, I did this. Okay, I did this. Kids cannot learn from machines, at least not yet. Okay, they did a whole 2 years with this shit, online learning. Shit didn't work. Kids came back dumber. Why? They can't learn like that. At least not right now. What do you think the whole 2 years of these kids being at home online learning with all these AIs and gamified stuff? Okay, they ran the experiment. It didn't work. So what you talk about did not work. They ran it for not for a couple days, or for 2 years. The whole country did this same shit at the same time for 2 years. Damn near 2 years, right? Shit didn't work.
Based on what they have now, I'm talking about, what's the first thing I said? A new paradigm, new technology. Invest in hiring people who have video games and curriculum that you can actually make fun, user friendly, that the kids would like.
They
It's as cool as Pokemon. It's as cool as, whatever these kids are playing.
okay.
World of Warcraft. They need to embed curriculum in there. That's what I'm saying.
With generative AI, that shit is coming. It's just not here yet.
Okay, but I'm talking about the future. I'm giving solutions, and you keep trying to drag me into the past.
No, no, no,
When
no, no,
you,
no, no. I'm not. I'm
yes, you
telling you.
are.
No, no, I'm not. You don't even know what the future is. Okay, generative AI is already on board. They haven't developed it yet. Okay, it's not here yet.
I have done programs with my daughter that she finds fun and engaging because they are video game like, where there's a
Mm-hmm.
reward and there's a point system somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of these apps that they're putting on the internet, don't tell me it can't be done, because I'm playing all kind of stupid apps, all
Okay.
kind of dumb stuff, but it's fun. And all I'm
Okay.
saying is all you got to do is put questions and drills in between, and then have a reward and point system.
Okay. I May. I'm telling you, I did this personally for fucking 2 years. Okay. During COVID, the shit didn't work. Kids don't learn that way. The whole country did it. Millions of kids did this shit for two
And it's
years.
and
Hey,
it's
hey, 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 hey. They did this shit because they had to. They did this shit for 2 years. Okay, they brought back the scores. The kids actually dropped in intelligence, not gained. It's go back and look at it. The stuff is still there. The studies are still there. Go look at them.
I don't doubt that. I was active during that time. Don't forget, I was actually doing online instruction myself as a teacher during 2020. I was stuck with that. So I'm aware. And the platforms were not even able to be navigated by teachers. Teachers didn't even know how to post anything. The
Oh,
teachers are outdated. That's what I'm saying. All of this has to be overturned. And BGS, I'm talking about a complete overhaul. Don't keep talking to me about the past. I'm
okay.
saying we need a complete overhaul of the education
D-
system, including the types of technology, including the frames and the platforms that we're
Hmm.
using, and the programs, and even maybe the computers.
The
A
shit
lot of
is
stuff needs to change.
the stuff is not here yet. Okay, and COVID they did overhaul the system because they had to
They still haven't overhauled much. It still
because it's
sucks.
because it's not here yet.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about right now, BGS. I'm talking about in order. Remember, we talked about in
I,
order for America to compete, they're going to have to
mhm.
start with the kindergarten kids, and they're going to have to give them something brand new to actually create talent
Okay,
and
okay.
geniuses in America and not importing.
How
That's
how
what I'm
how
saying. I'm trying to
how do
build
you
from the ground up.
how do you know the stuff works if it's not here yet?
I'm telling you,
How do you
based
now,
on my
how do you
experience,
know the stuff? How do you know if the stuff actually works if it's not here yet?
there's some stuff that has been in existence. There's some
Like
as
what?
far as software is concerned.
Like
Well,
what?
I took some. It's called, what's it called? Oh gosh, black something. Blackboard. Blackboard. That's an interactive platform. It's not really high tech, but it showed you how you could build an online classroom.
Okay,
Blackboard, and
all
there's
right.
another one.
You're not getting what I'm saying. It's
No,
okay.
you're not
No,
letting
no,
me.
no, no. I am letting you. Okay, you're not getting what I'm saying. Not getting what I'm
You're
saying.
saying, how do I know that something that doesn't exist could work?
It,
And what I'm
it's
saying to you
it's
is that the
it's it's
software,
it, your
just vote
teacher.
memorization,
Your
BGS, just vote memorization.
I'm a STEM guy. Okay, I'm a STEM guy. Okay.
Blackboard is
Hey,
old. I'm
hey,
giving
hey,
you an
hey, hey,
example.
hey, hey,
No,
hey,
Equalizer was
hey,
after.
hey, hey, hey. I'm a STEM guy. Okay. Nothing is assured of working until you actually put this stuff out in the public and test it. You don't know. You hope. Okay. A lot of software fails when they test it. It fails, including AI, until you actually test it and give it to people and then shake all the bugs out. Hold on. I'll be.
He said, hold on. She laughing at Jason. And AB, you hush up. Now, I like talking to BGS because he has some very interesting ideas. AB, you just love to irritate me. Oh.
No, you like being right, and that's the problem with you.
I have some ideas and I just want to explore them, and you always chop it down before I
Well,
can get it.
the thing is, that's my job. Okay, I'm telling you the stuff that will work and stuff that won't work. I'm giving you the actual data. Okay, actually refine your ideas. Same
Okay.
thing I learned when I was in math and chemistry and algebra and trig. The shit didn't work. Refine your techniques. That's how you get better. Do that with kids in basketball all the time. The jump shot is wonky. We got to change it. Your dribbling pattern is off. It's not going to work. You can get the ball stolen. And guess what? You got the ball stolen. Change the way you do your shit.
Okay.
Stop. Get out of your feelings. Okay. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I've been like I said. If you didn't know about the flipped classroom, that means you're behind the curve. Okay. They've been talking about this shit since um, since 2005. But you need a mixture of human interaction and machines. Okay, that's the way it works. Kids, they try to give it to the machines. Kids still need human beings. Okay, they still do.
I would argue that we also need to get rid of most of the teachers, and I know that's going to be tough.
You and Donald Trump have the same thought pattern. Okay.
That teachers are very I said that before. A lot of them just can't do it. They don't have the mentality. They don't have the desire. And I don't think that we in America pay the best people. That's why I said a money investment. You're gonna have to pay some of these really smart people to come into
Okay.
the
Okay.
classroom.
Okay. This is a flipped classroom model that me and a few others proposed back in 2006. Right. Okay. Flipped classroom means that instead of your teacher getting in front of the class and giving a lecture for 20, 30 minutes, however long they actually do it, right? Okay, that's done online. She records it, or he or she records it. Okay, they give the kid a tablet, or they give kid a laptop, and the lecture is pre-recorded, right? They can actually look at it as many times as they want, right? Okay, that's for 4 hours. When they get to school, you actually have a teacher and four assistants, right? It becomes more like a study session, a
Okay.
lab, right? Where you
Hmm.
actually get hands-on experience with a teacher and hands-on times with your teacher and assistants. Okay. In
Okay.
other words, if I'm doing math, right, and I'm doing something wrong and I didn't get it from the lecture, okay, the teacher can say, okay, this is where you're breaking down in your math. Okay, this is what you need to do. Let me show you how to do it. It's hands-on. Okay, so you're getting two things. You're getting the lecture is separate. Okay,
Hmm.
the lecture is separate, and then the hands-on as far as later. It's called a flipped classroom. Okay. You
Hmm.
can actually, and you actually hire, instead of hiring a bunch of teachers at 70, $80,000, you bring in some TAs from college, okay, or TAs from the community college. Give them a small stipend for the 2 or 3 hours that they're in there. Actually, almost like a lab that you would do in college, okay.
Hmm.
There's two things that blew that up. One, teachers are afraid of their jobs, and two, they said, okay, who's going to be at home with the kids? Who's going to make sure
Hold on one
that?
second. A question. How many kids is in this flipped classroom at the same time?
Okay,
With
okay, your teacher. What's the normal classroom size?
30.
30. So in other words, if it's a flipped classroom, you're cutting it in half, so 15.
That's what I taught mostly, 15.
Yeah, 15 people. Okay.
Hmm.
If you have three teachers' aides, basically that covers pretty much all the kids, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Better way to spend your money, right? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And use your technology because kids actually need both. Okay, the part that the kids don't need, which is a lecture, you don't need to have human interaction for a lecture. Okay, it can be done
Agree.
online. Okay, but what kids miss is the hands-on with a human being. If you're going to use that tech, that's the way I would use it. Okay.
I think we're on the same page as far as that's concerned. We're definitely on the same page, and that's why I think the instruction and these centers and just to get away from these school. Every other block got a school. Get away from that. In the cities, we're getting to that place where you almost have to apply for to schools like you apply to colleges. We're already getting there.
It,
Um,
it, it's because the thing is, the reason you had so many schools. Okay, there's a reason you had so many schools and so many places. Why? It's because you had more people. You have more kids. Guess what you don't
mhm.
have now? You don't have more kids. You have less kids. You don't need all those schools. Schools are actually closing down. It's because they don't have enough kids.
Okay.
Because the model that you built all these schools up on is for baby boomers. When you're having like four kids per woman. Okay. Now you're down to less than two. So you're down to like 2/3 of the kids you used to have.
Hmm.
So you don't need that many classrooms. But you can change the model. But the thing is, guess who blocks this stuff? It's not the government. It's teachers unions and other folks. Okay.
Hmm.
And the thing is, if the thing is, where you send your kids if the parents aren't at home? So many teachers
I'm
complain.
not gonna worry about all that. That's not the that's
Well, you don't. But thing is, guess who does? Has to worry about all that. Okay. Many teachers complain and
it's the
blame with sweeping generalizations. You speak in extremes that are absolutely not true for all schools and districts. That's true. Um, Ninja Person says, I've learned one thing from this. With women, the anomaly is indeed the norm. The stats and averages don't matter to their feelings. BGS taco stand and tequila and internet husband tax.
What's this taco stuff about? All these taco jokes.
Because I have my favorite tacos. Just, a truck I go to
Oh,
on Thursday and Friday. Just like when I was actually in Guatemala. Better food. I said, "You are speaking for millions of brilliant professionals like you know better than all. May you're out of line. Please don't ever speak for the whole." Okay.
what is he talking about? Speaking for brilliant professionals. I'm just
Eh,
sharing my ideas.
I
What do
know.
you
I
mean?
know you are. What I'm telling you is that you refuse to accept is that okay? The stuff has already been run. Okay. Look the stuff up. What you're talking about, they've already done the experiments on this stuff. The stuff is not ready yet. Will it
What
be?
happened in 2000 was a joke. Nobody was prepared for it,
I
and
didn't
it was
say they
turning
were.
all systems on overdrive instantly because of COVID. I'm not talking about that at
But
all.
but it's still in the. But the thing is that's the largest study that you're going to have, right?
Well, I'm
About
not going to
how
use
hey
that.
hey
This is
hey
not.
hey 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 hey. Okay, calm down. Okay, it's the largest study that you're ever going to run on kids. Okay, you have to study this stuff and then figure out how to implement this stuff. And when they figure it out, you need a mixture of the two. You can't completely give this stuff over to AI. Yeah.
I'm not going to use the time of COVID where everybody went online
You,
and all the chaos. Kids did not have computers. They did not have teachers that were trained. They didn't even have platforms, and they had poor software. And their parents and all this other stuff was a big scramble and a hot mess. I'm not going to use no data or anything like that for what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a structured, intentional overhaul of the American education system that needs to be well funded. That's all I'm saying. And I don't have all the answers. I'm just presenting my
I,
opinion.
but
Mine.
how are you actually going to structure a proper answer without knowing what the fucking problem is?
The problem is the kids do not have an idea of what they're going to be able to do and what industry they're going to fit in despite AI. So, how do you become useful in technology? This whole thing for me is technology driven. How can I, as a human, keep myself useful and employable? And that's the whole point of this whole presentation. How
In
can
other
I
words,
outrun the machine? How can I support the
in other
machine?
words, you have to one thing that human beings are actually good at is general knowledge. Okay, and be a good generalist and be as educated as you can because you don't know what skills you're actually going to need in the future, do you? So that little thing like handwriting that you blew off when you were in like in first grade, okay, you need that shit now. How you go back and get it?
No, you don't.
How do you know? How do you
We don't
know?
need cursive. We don't
I don't,
need it.
how do you know that that skill will not be needed in the future? How do you know?
We're going to type. Most of us are going to type.
How do you can you predict the future?
You can't predict anything. I can. We don't know the price of the gas tomorrow.
So in
Okay.
other words, you have
Nobody needs that.
so everything you learn is valid.
You always do this. You try to throw me off.
No, I don't. Stop trying to be right. Stop trying to be defensive. And get out of your emotions. That's what I told you. Keep an open mind. You're not doing that. Why?
Yes, I am because
No,
I'm
you're
trying
not.
to
No,
tell
you're
you that I
not.
don't
No,
need to be
no,
right.
no. Yes, you
I
do
can
need to be
type.
right. No. Okay.
Why can't
How
I
do you
type the rest of my life?
how do you know that the skills that you bypass in a way shapes your brain is not valid?
You can't
Philosophy.
100%. Just to answer your question, you can't absolutely know until you remove
Exactly.
all of
No.
right.
So why would so just like they removed all the most of the trade schools because they don't need them, right? Machines are going to do that, right? And guess what? 50 years later, you actually need that shit.
That's a possibility. It's a risk I'm willing to take to stop
Yeah.
wasting time in
Well,
school.
you are okay. You personally are, but the thing is, can you bank on 300 million people with that guess?
Okay, listen. Like I told you earlier, you were born in a time
Are
when
you
they
going to answer
had
my
black and
question, or are
white
you just going to
TV.
bypass it?
You were
Are
born,
you
and
going to
I'm
answer my
trying to
question, or
hear
you
this.
just going to bypass it?
You just got to hear what I'm saying.
No, no, no,
You were
no, no,
born.
no. The thing is, you didn't answer my question. Okay, you blew me off.
You
You blew me off. Okay, and you want to be heard, right? But you want to blow me off. Why? I heard you. Okay, I've heard this argument before. You're not new. Okay, but I know what's coming down the pike because they've been studying this shit for a long time. Okay, I already know what's going to happen. Like the flipped classroom, right? That's almost 20 years old when we came with that idea. It's not new.
I just want you to know my temperature on my face is getting hot. Okay.
Okay, because you're getting emotional.
I rebuke. I rebuke.
Because you want to be right instead of listening to what I'm saying. Okay, that's I don't want to go through the experiment of this broad, the biggest study that's ever been done across the world, which is during COVID, right? Millions of kids. Okay, you cannot replicate that kind of study. Why not use it and then be replicated again? Why not use it?
Mm,
Why not
yeah,
use it?
that's not gonna be good research. You can do that, but I don't. I don't.
How do you know
And
it's
you
not
got
good?
different states that got different stuff going on.
Oh,
It's just not a good one.
ha- have you looked at the data?
I looked at the data in my Georgia, in my
And
own
and
area.
and, and,
I know
and,
a
uh,
lot about that. It was a failure.
how are you actually going to replicate a study that big?
I'm gonna have to find a study that actually studies across the whole
It's
United
not the
States. I haven't seen
that's
it.
not the question I asked you.
You
How can
said
you
how am
re-
I not gonna
how can
replicate a
how can
study?
you
What study are you talking about?
replicate a study that big? How do
What
you do it?
study? What's the name of the study?
You dummy!
Okay, when basically COVID forced a whole shutdown of the school system, right? In-person
You
school
want to
system.
study chaos?
Hey! No matter if it's chaos or not. Okay,
It does matter.
no, it doesn't. It's a forced study. Okay, by circumstance, just like when you go to war, it's forced. What do you learn
Mm-mm.
from it?
You're blowing smoke up my ass right
No, I'm
now, and
not.
I'm not
Oh,
going for it.
okay, well, that's
I'm not. I'm not
that,
going for that.
that,
You're telling me
that,
we need to
that,
study
that,
a
that,
chaotic,
that-
unplanned
that's what
phenomenon that will never happen
we
because of
do
a
it. We do it
pandemic
all.
that we've never heard of before in the world.
We do it all the time when a
I'm
volcano
not
goes
doing
up.
that.
We do when a volcano goes up. We actually go
That
back
is
and
not the
study it,
basis.
huh?
That is not the basis
You're stupid.
We do it
for
all the time.
you can study the chaos of it and how it was
No,
dysfunctional and how nobody showed up and how nobody did their work and everybody failed and the teachers weren't trained and they didn't know what they were doing and half of the shit didn't get graded. You can study that if you want to, but
yes.
that's not what I'm talking
Eh,
about. I'm not
eh,
talking about creating chaos.
how about all the kids on all these gamified AIs? Okay, and the results from it. Okay, AI showed up. AI is there. AI is consistent. Okay, how and most of the time these kids were actually on these AI interactive programs. Okay, they can study that. They
What
they
I'm
they
talking
they have markers and measures and results from that. Okay, they can
would
study
you say it
that.
was a failure? Would you say it was all a failure?
If the kids came back from that experience regress, it's a failure. Wouldn't you say so?
Right. And that's what I'm telling you. I don't want to study failure at all. I don't want to study the chaos at all. I'm not interested in that.
Okay,
So
so
I
how do you
just
learn?
reject what you're saying. That's all
So
I'm
how do
telling you.
how do you learn if an experiment fails? What do you and you don't learn from it? How do you actually get better?
We have studies on like what you talked about with flipped
Okay.
classroom.
Did
We have
did
studies with college
did
students and
did you
stuff who
answer?
have taken online courses and how does it work.
Did you answer my question?
Ask me the BGS. Ask me the
You're stupid.
You big dummy.
question.
Are
I'm
you
getting
listening
old.
to me when I talk to you, or you just want to talk? I'll give you 5 minutes to talk. If that's
No, I'm
actually what you
listening.
want to do.
Ask me the
Are
question.
you talking to me, or you want to talk by yourself? What do you want
No,
to
I
do?
want to talk to you,
Okay, then you
but I
have to
want you
listen
to
to me.
stop
Yeah,
jumping in front of me and
I'm
block.
not. How? Okay, if you run an experiment right and it fails, if you don't learn from how it failed or why it failed, how you actually move forward?
That wasn't an experiment, though. That's what I'm saying. Stop saying it like it was an intentional thing. That was a phenomenon, BGS. What do you not get about it? It was a phenomenon, a reaction, a response. It was emergency. Studying a emergency failure. What is the point of that? Do we want to replicate another emergency failure? I mean, what are we doing here?
No, in other words,
You're not being logical
okay,
with me.
okay, all right, okay, all right.
I rebuke. I rebuke. I rebuke. I rebuke.
Okay, that's why I don't
Be
talk to regular
logical
people.
with me. Why are
I
we
don't want to talk.
studying
That's why I don't
a
talk to regular
chaotic
people.
phenomenon
Okay, oh, that's why I don't
and
talk
the
to regular
failure of
people.
it? Why would we
That's why I don't
study?
talk to regular people.
See, this is your thing.
No,
I'm getting hot because
yeah. You, okay, you. That's why I'm not married.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Okay,
it's not
same thing.
about that, BGS. You just
Same thing with the L.A. fires. Okay. A phenomenon. It happened. Shit happened. Okay. What did they do? Why did it happen? What happened? How can we actually prevent this from happening the next time? Right? Go back and study this shit. It's like a big ass experiment. Whether it's a nuclear bomb, whether it's a war, whether it's a disease, they go back and actually find out what happened, what the results are.
okay. So in order to prepare for the next pandemic, I agree it's worth studying. But what I'm talking about right now is overturning and overhauling the United States educational system in such a way that we can actually produce some geniuses and we can have the sources come from here and people can outrun technology. That's what I'm talking about.
Based
Okay.
on what? Based on what?
Here we go. Let me, can I just
No, no, no,
move
no, no, no,
forward?
no, 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 no,
Because
no.
you just keep
No, no,
on.
no, 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 no. You want to say what the fuck you want to say. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. You feel me? Based on what?
That's what the PowerPoint is about.
Bombs. You big dummy. You dummy!
Jesus
And I'm saying it's
Christ.
based on a new paradigm, a new way of thinking, a new way of approaching education with the end in mind.
Based
Absolutely.
based
These are the
on what?
skills.
Based
So
on what data?
we know that we want to produce working people, right? Yes, BGS? We want to produce people. We're talking about AI. And we want to say these people are functional and they actually have a job in an industry that they can do that either is where AI is a bridge or not a crutch, but they are creators and innovators of AI and pushing technology forward, right?
You're stupid.
BGS?
I rebuke. I rebuke. I rebuke. I rebuke.
You're stupid.
Hello?
You want to talk to me, or you
Yes, I'm
want to talk?
talking to you. I'm asking you, isn't that the goal? You said based on what? And I'm asking you, isn't that what we're talking about?
Based on what data?
It's not about, I'm not talking data here. Do you want me to read the data I pulled?
Okay, I'm at. You don't have to pull it. I'm asking you based on what data?
Okay, so this is what we know doesn't work. So the current slide, it says current American education is failing. And so
Okay.
based on the data, it says the 13-year-olds are failing in math and science. This was from NAEP, the National Association of
So, so,
Educational.
so how do you rectify that?
Okay. It says for graduates pursuing higher education, remedial courses are needed for 33% of 4-year public college students. That
Hmm.
means that most of the kids, the money is being wasted. They waste about $6 billion a year having kids relearn stuff in remedial courses. They're supposed to be college ready. They're coming out of high school, going to college, and they 33% of them need remedial courses, meaning they did not learn the basic standards in high school. This is
Hmm.
another measure of failure.
Hmm.
And they're funding and overfunding most of these schools, especially in inner city. And what they're finding is that it's getting worse and worse and worse.
So what's
So,
causing? So what's causing it?
okay, you keep on doing this, questioning so you can frustrate me and not
Okay.
letting
All right.
me
Okay.
get to the point.
You know what, May?
You're not
Okay.
letting me get to my point. You're
What's your
stopping me.
what's your point?
My point, that was the data, and now you're making it a something else.
No, no, no.
So
Okay. Get
you just
okay.
asked
Get
me based on what? Why am I
okay.
saying stuff
We're
fail?
gonna do this.
And
Okay. You get 2 minutes to get to your point. Go ahead. 2 minutes. I actually shut up. BGS.
I don't mind
BGS.
the questions, but you ask
No,
me a
no, no,
question,
no, no.
I answer it,
Go ahead.
and
Go
then
ahead.
before I'm finished, you start with another one.
You got. I was trying to let you make your point. You want
Okay,
interaction, okay?
I do, but let help me along the way, not just putting
Ah,
roadblocks
no,
up to
no,
make
no,
me
no.
frustrated.
No. You
You don't want
ca-
me to actually. That's what I'm gonna do.
no,
You
no,
know
no, no,
what?
no,
I'm
no, no,
gonna
no, no.
do a
Hey, hey,
pay
hey, hey, hey,
record.
hey. Stop. Hey, hey. I'm not your husband. Okay, stop. I ain't your
I'm gonna do
husband.
a,
Stop.
I'm gonna do a pre record.
Stop. Okay, I ain't your husband. Now you got 2 minutes to actually make your point. Go ahead. I'll
Okay,
shut
so
up.
I'll make it quick because I know I can't. Woo, I can't get a breath in here. Um, so that's the reason. Those numbers, that data is what's up here on this thing. This is proving that it's failing. Okay, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And it says according to the future, 65% who began school in elementary school will need to fulfill a job that is not yet created. 65% of students who began elementary school in 2015 will need to fulfill a job not yet created. Therefore, it is imperative that we overhaul the outdated United States K through 12 education system, which pushes students through 13 years of seat time, regardless of demonstrated mastery of core competencies. So that means they sit for 13 years. Most of them still can't do anything, don't know anything, can't go on to a job, have no skills, no talent identified or honed. And what happens is jobs will be available where AI and automation is not useful. That's where jobs will be available for humans. So we fill in the gaps, and we need to be trained to fill in the gaps. So we need to become support for AI. I'm gonna go back up to the top one. I'm gonna read that real quick to get that point through. The new paradigm of the new education system I'm promoting, it has a lot to do with online learning, with new technology, and stuff that actually keeps students motivated online because that is a challenge. And they need to have curriculum that is aligned with the industry leaders and universities, aligned with that. So keeping the end in mind, what does the industry need the student to know how to do? What title does that student have? And how versatile can they be in the industry? Let the industry and the universities guide the curriculum of the young kids from seventh grade forward. Individually tracking based on performance, talent, IQ, skills, and basically move the college process closer to the education in elementary schools. Move the college process closer. So I suggest by seventh grade, you should have eliminated all the bullshit and you should put all the best information that is absolutely fundamental that you're supposed to learn in 13 years into the seventh grade. Stack it, get rid of Spanish, get rid of wasting time on rote writing and memorization and stuff like that. Build universal profiling systems using AI to analyze and discover the talent and sort individual students. Let AI help sort the students based on assessments. Kind of like that dating thing, asking questions and finding out what is this person's talent, what is their skills based on what data. So creating data systems universally. And then lastly, prepare students for a tech driven world with specific industries. So everything is driven by the industry instead of just, hey, I got a high school diploma. I can't do shit, but I got a high school diploma. Take the student down to the world of Coca Cola, right? Coca Cola Company. Say, what do you need people who work at Coca Cola to be able to do? And then they began tracking students into industries. That's my point. I'm done, BGS. I'm ready. That's all I needed was 2 minutes. Thank you.
I try to give you 2 minutes. BGS. Yes. No. Yes. Oh.
You give me such a hard time.
How do
They
they
would
know
throw
what?
you. I'm just telling you now. They would fire you from the public school system if you tried to work. They would totally fire you day one. You'd be fired.
Who
You've been
me?
fired. 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 You'd
Me?
be fired. Yes, you.
Oh.
But
Oh
you
yeah.
insult your students all the time.
Hmm.
I'm not your student, but you insult your students all the time.
Actually, most of my students actually love me because they actually help them.
I think you're helpful, but you are insulting, and you can't get away
To
with that
to
in
people
public
that are
school.
insulting to me.
I
You don't.
listened
You
to two
you
of your
no. You don't. You
streams
don't hear.
today.
You don't hear yourself.
I
You hear
listened to
me,
two of
but
your streams today. The
no.
one about the old lady
Mm-hmm.
getting rid of their marriage, and I not it wasn't today, it was yesterday. And then the other one was about the feminists. And you had somebody in the chat who had an opinion, original idea,
Talk.
and
Talk.
you
Talk.
cut
Talk.
both of them down in each one of those. You chopped them down.
What was the idea?
I can't remember exactly right now, but I remember exactly. I can
What
find the timestamp.
Why'd you get upset about that?
I'm not upset. I'm telling you what you did.
I know what
You
I do.
told so and so to shut up because they don't know what they're talking about.
Sometimes they don't. In fact, stay on track, okay? What I'm talking about. What would you tell a kid that's out of line, opening their mouths and keep interrupting when you're trying to teach? And they're talking about something completely different than the subject. What would you tell them if they keep interrupting?
I understand. Yeah.
No. Tell me what you
I mean, I've done it. I told my students stay on point. Let's
and
stay focused.
they
That's it.
focus, right? Okay.
I say
And
stay. I say it nice though. I say
and
it
if
nice.
and if they don't,
And I've seen people ask you about a book, and you be like, you ain't gonna read it. You be telling people they're not gonna read. Like that's mean.
because they're not gonna read it.
How you know?
Because I've been doing this shit for 11 years. I know they're not gonna read it. Just like you with the Monahan report, right? Have you
I
read it
told you
yet?
I wasn't gonna read that thing
Why?
because I told you it's outdated. And ain't no point.
No, the thing is, why argue it then?
Huh?
Why do you argue it then if you
I
haven't
didn't
read it?
argue. I said stop. I said y'all need to stop talking
Well,
about
no,
old.
we
I
think
don't
it's
need to
relevant.
read it
We
to tell
think
you
we
it's
think
old and
we think it's
outdated.
actually relevant. Okay, we think it's
You
relevant.
say that.
It is. I say that because I can actually prove it. You can't prove that. You can't prove that it's not relevant. Just like the what is it, the Bretton Woods dollar from 1945. Okay, it's still in existence, right? Okay, it's 1945. Is it outdated? Is your monetary system outdated after 80 years? No.
Shit, well, looking that way.
The thing is, it's still functioning. Okay, just
I was
because
gonna say this earlier. I hear
and,
you.
and your school model coming from Prussia from 1812, okay, because Napoleon overran the German tribes, okay, they had to do something about that. It's still in existence. It's actually taught all over the world. It's the model for the whole world, not just
It,
here.
it sucks. It sucks though. It's
But it's the
outdated. Based
model
on
for
the
the whole.
data and all the other stuff, it's outdated. It's
Why is
terrible.
it still in existence after 200 years?
You tell me if American system that is based on this model is working. Is it really? Is it thriving? Is it producing geniuses? It's not.
Why
It's not
why ha,
working
why
here.
has it been replicated all over the world?
I'm telling you, in America, it's not working. That's what I do know.
Why
It's
how do
not
why do,
working.
why do you think America is what it is today?
I'm telling you right now.
Why do you think America
Okay.
is what it is today?
So you want to support keeping the system exactly how it is right now,
You
basically.
have to adjust the system, okay?
And they said, no, it's not a just. It needs a complete overhaul, sir.
Okay.
A
Based
complete
based
overhaul.
based on what?
The fact that the grades, the whole idea of
No,
you're
no,
in the
no,
first
no,
grade,
no. Okay, if I say
it doesn't
May,
make
no,
sense.
no, wait, and stop talking for a second, okay?
Okay.
If I say May, design me a model for these kids, from soup to nuts that will actually work for these kids. Okay? Do you have that?
What's that last part? You said soup to what? I don't understand
Soup
what that is.
is an old thing called soup to nuts. In other words, from making the soup to the ending course. Okay, from soup to nuts. In other words, your nuts are your stack at the end of the dinner, right? The whole course from beginning to end. You start with soup, you end with nuts. Okay,
I
from
gave you the
soup to
framework
nuts.
right here in this PowerPoint.
Okay, that's a framework. I need details. Okay. Your
You
your
talking
your
about as
your,
a
your president can give you a framework, but you need details in between. What
I'm a
technologies?
teacher.
Okay, how you actually going to restructure the whole classroom? Have you done run the experience to actually see whether these things are actually valid or not?
I'm a
Have-
teacher. Is that you talking about me in my classroom, and I have autonomy in my classroom.
Okay.
I'm asking you. Is that what you're
No,
talking
no,
about?
no, no, no. We're talking about millions of kids. Okay, millions of kids are
So you want me to
varying
fix the
degree.
whole entire system across
Okay,
America?
are you gonna keep doing this? Because you get
Go
mad when I do it to you.
clarify. Go ahead. Go
Because you
ahead.
get mad when I do it. Okay. Millions of kids, okay, of varying IQ levels, okay. And you have to make sure that this technology actually works for these kids and not just something that we think might happen, okay? Does it? If you put it in front of a kid, does it work? Just like when we put an operating system in front of you, okay, as a computer, okay, if that shit keeps crashing, you're not gonna use it, are you?
Right.
It has to work. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
How do you know that it's? Have you ever studied software about about beta testing and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Why do they actually beta test?
You need to make sure you find all the mistakes and anything that doesn't work, and that it has, what do you call it, logical order and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So the thing is, when you implement something, how do you know that it actually works? It's got to be what?
Yeah, you got to test it. That's why I was asking.
So it has to be tested. The thing is, do you have enough technology that you replace your whole entire 200-year-old system? Has it been beta tested? We actually know that it works and implement it.
And I absolutely think that's important. When I've always said that when we have rollouts of technology and different stuff, they need to test it on smaller groups. It always fails when they try to just go everybody at the same time. It ends up being chaos. And I think most school districts have learned that a trial with a small group, and then, like you said, tweak it and figure out what worked and what didn't. I think that the money that the government could invest would drive this, to be honest with you. Just like research is driven by money,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that if they were able to overhaul and say in the next 10 years, we need a state of the art, and here is, we have 500 billion to spend on national AI for overhauling education. And BGS, and anybody listening, I am not saying put children in front of computers and they don't get human interaction. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a lot of stuff that can cut down time and efficiency, and we have to figure out what works. Some
Okay.
kids, like you said,
Mm.
individualized. They may work with some kind of video games. Some kids may need online flashcards that calibrate to their intelligence level. Their Lexile scores need to adjust. It needs to know when to give them a test and when they need to be retaught. And it needs to suggest teacher needed, you know, like on
Okay.
YouTube,
Uh,
if your
uh,
ass violate, you might say, excuse
uh,
me, I
uh,
didn't violate that strike. I need a human review.
and how do machines actually learn that?
We need the money
No.
to drive the technology to do
How
it.
do machines actually learn that?
Be just, it's in the design. It needs to
No,
be
it's not. No,
designed.
it's not. That's why I played you her. How did her actually learn what she would to do what she did?
There are all these people who can develop the AI.
No,
What
no,
are you
no, no,
talking
no, no.
about? You can
It's
create
called,
modules
okay,
and even chat
okay,
GPT that
okay.
might be able to
That's what
be specified to
that's
teaching.
why I don't talk to regular people.
Okay, tell me the answer then. You know,
It's called human interaction. Okay, they learn from people.
we already talked about this. I
I
know.
know, I know. But how come yes, you didn't give me the answer though?
My point was we need to give the
I
money
don't know.
to
How come you didn't
somebody.
actually give money's not going to do it? Okay, it doesn't work that way.
There's software companies, there's AI companies, there's all kind of people that will be motivated by saying we will
How do they
contract.
okay, go ahead.
They can
You
contract.
know better than me. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is you can, just like you do
You know
anything else.
better than me.
All I'm saying is, what does the government do? They contract. They don't ask everybody to make a plane. Who makes planes for the government? Who does that? Lockheed and Martin. So you have specialized people. You create the industries or the contractors that you need to work for the government. It's an ongoing job. It's not hard to do to say, listen, India, you can just bring a bunch of Indians in. I'm just telling you, they're smart. And you can say, we need to create a company since we got so many dumb Americans, and we need them to help to develop a whole nationalized software that's going to track these kids and help us nationalize and modernize our learning and teaching situation.
The thing is, I'm asking you. You're depending on this stuff, and you're depending on AI. How do they learn what works and what doesn't? By doing what? Trying it out on what? On people.
Of
Okay.
course,
Okay. It
you
has
gotta
to
have
be
a test
broad. It
bed,
has to be
man.
broad enough to where they can actually go in and actually figure out what the bugs are. Okay. They, that's why they're still learning stuff from COVID as we speak. Okay. What worked and what
Here we
didn't.
go.
Here we go.
Why are you talking about COVID again?
Never mind. Okay.
You don't bring up COVID because
Never mind. Never mind. Okay. You don't know. I'm not going to even try to go over it again.
COVID was a
No.
anomaly.
No. Never mind. Leave it alone. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to kick that rock again. Okay. That stone's not going to turn. Okay. Leadership needs to be take accountability for its own insanity and how they make their own constituents sick. Uh, A mind is a terrible um, joke thing to waste. Yeah.
What is he talking about?
In, in,
I'm asking.
in other words, we have very good models. Okay, the Chinese have a very good model of how to actually teach a whole workforce. Okay, we don't use it. You have a whole country for the last 30 years that has been running exactly what I've been telling you to actually do. Okay, and guess where they are? They're on top.
But you said you wanted to be better, didn't you?
Hmm?
Didn't you say we have to be able to compete and be better
We have to be
environment?
better. We have to be better than we are to compete.
Right.
That's what Trump is trying to push you towards. That's like he wants to overhaul the educational system. Okay,
And that's
because
what I'm saying.
is because of the nature of what you see. By dumbing down your kids, it's not going to work. That's what I'm saying.
BGS, I never said dumbing down. I said they waste a lot of time on a lot of stuff. I'm
And
looking at curriculum. I'm just telling you, I
okay,
actually teach, look at curriculum.
what would you cut out?
It's not about cutting out, it's
What no,
about maximizing.
what would you cut out? You have to
It's your
eliminate
language I
something.
don't like. It's not about
Why?
cutting out, it's
Why
about
do you don't like?
maximizing.
Why do you don't like language?
The way you're saying it, cut out, dumb down, the language you're using
Why
is
do you not like
unacceptable.
language? Okay.
I don't
What
like
about
what
it?
you're saying because you're trying to
No,
be
no, no,
low.
no. I ask you why. Why you don't like
I'm going to use
the
the
one
words I
language?
want to use. I'm going to say, I
Okay.
would like to chunk information. That's a real term, chunk, meaning you get all the important parts and you enforce this is what you need to know, this is what you need to understand, and these are the tasks and things you need to be able to perform or skills you can do. And then here's a point in which you can be creative and you can create something yourself. That's what I'm talking about. That type of thing. But this redundancy that they keep doing of recycling information and adding just like 2 inches onto it, recycling it
What does that
again
mean? What
and
explain that?
adding 2 inches onto
Eh,
it.
eh, Explain that.
Okay. So maybe I'm just using this for example. I'm going to teach a kid um about frogs. And
Okay. Okay.
I'm just using frogs or science or something. No,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I use one for my own daughter's stuff.
Just whatever you're gonna use. Just use it. Okay. Stop
Quick,
jumping.
biosphere. Okay,
Okay.
so we're going to introduce the idea of a biosphere,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going to talk about the biosphere on year
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to talk about um, elements in the biosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're stretching it out. We're just stretching it out. Then we're going to talk about the habitats and the different types of animals in the biosphere. This is
Mm-hmm.
year three.
Mm-hmm.
And then year four, we're going to start talking about adaptations,
Okay.
okay, and stuff like that. And
So
then
go.
we're going to talk about life cycles in the biosphere. And they're stretching the shit all the way out and just dragging it and dragging it. They're doing the most when they don't have to do the most. A lot of that
That
information,
doesn't mean anything to me. What does it mean they're doing the most without doing the most?
what I just told you, I just illustrated that biosphere,
And
you could have studied and
in other words, you teach it one time for mastery within a semester or so, right?
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I just
Thank you.
simplified it for you.
Thank you. I like the way you did that.
Thank you.
I need to do more of that.
Yeah, yes. And guess what I did to guess what I did to you? I actually did what?
You listened.
Listen. Guess what you don't do to me?
I don't listen.
Thank you.
Just go ahead and slap me across the face while you at it. I got it. I got
I'm
it.
gonna call your husband to tell him to give you what you need right now. Okay. Yeah, 'cause that's your problem right the fucking now. Okay. I know what your
Uh,
problem is.
that's not it.
Hmm. It is it. You can't tanker his ass. Okay.
I gotta look that up. Cantankerous. I'm not sure.
Come on now. You're a
I don't know
master
what
student.
cantankerous. It sounds
Look it
fucked up.
up.
I don't know what it means. I'm honest. I don't lie. I don't try to act like I'm extra smart and I know every word in the language. I
I
look it
know.
up.
You act. Say that again. You act like you're what?
I said I don't act like I know
No, you
everything.
do act like you're extra smart.
Mhm.
You do.
I believe in my metacognition. I believe I can teach myself. Cantankerous. Somebody said something crazy.
Oh boy.
Cantankerous. Oh, I found it. Oh yeah, that's me.
Oh, oh. What did it say? Man, woman, what from Egypt? Knows
It
thyself,
says
right? Know
It says
thyself.
argumentative and uncooperative. That is me.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's why I'm
kind of
not
my
married.
thing.
That's most black women.
I'll just tell you the truth, BGS. I don't believe that you don't get along with women. This is my theory about you. I think you are a ladies' man. That's what I really
I
believe.
can be.
That's what I'm saying. I can see it, and that's why I just don't.
Okay.
I don't
But,
believe the struggles that you
I'll tell
face.
you how. What my problem is. Okay. I have an extremely high IQ. Okay. And I have to bring myself down to adapt. But I'm a Gemini. I'm actually very good at it. And I do it so well they think I'm boring. But when you bring them back up to where you are, they get scared. Oh, that's deep. Oh, and they kind of look down at their shoes and they kind of run away. Oh, you're just boring and not. You're not at my level. You don't see what I see. Okay. And if I try to do the same thing that I think is exciting with you, guess what's going to happen? Okay. I can adapt to you. You can't adapt to me, and that's been my problem. In fact, a bunch of dating coaches and seers and all kind of stuff told me the exact same thing. You got to find your match, which is hard, especially for black women. Very hard.
Let's say you're a highly intelligent man.
I
Okay.
got a high.
What?
My IQ is 138. Okay, which is
Okay.
like it's like
Let's
was
say
maybe was like 1 or 2% of the population. Okay.
let's say that's the case, and that you do realize that people who are outliers, they a lot of times are very satisfied with people who are like opposite than that or pretty regular. You know what I mean?
What choice do they have?
Like Denzel, his wife is just an average person, and she doesn't have to be a star, amazing, and a
She
talented
she
actress.
she does her part,
Right.
and it helps him. He
So that's what I'm
adapts.
saying. How do you manage to say that because you have
I
a highly intelligent man
I
that
can
you can't
adapt to them. They
adapt to?
cannot adapt to me. And most black women want to be smarter than you.
Hmm. These generalizations.
No,
I
most
my husband's more intelligent than me, and I don't have a problem with it. I
mm,
tell him that all the time.
mm,
I'm serious. I really don't. I don't think you mistake me and you think that I think I'm trying to like be more intelligent than you. That's not my
you
goal.
are you
That's
are.
not my goal.
Okay, what's
That's
your
never
goal
my
then?
goal with you. I just want you to acknowledge sometimes that I have a good idea and you never do.
That you have a good idea. What I'm saying is, okay, the idea you might be pointing in the right direction, but you think your idea is flawed. Okay, I'm trying to tell you where the idea is actually flawed. That's my job. Okay, it's okay. You're on the right track, but saying, have you looked at this, and this? Okay, to actually sharpen your idea. Well, BGS, you didn't acknowledge me, and I don't feel acknowledged. Okay, all right.
You just seem like you. It reminds me of the PhD program. The lady, the professor with the red pen. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what I done wrote, she just finds a whole bunch of shit to mark up.
That's her
It feels
job.
like that,
That's her
you know.
job.
It
That's her
feels like
job.
that.
If say it again, it does it what?
I said it feels like that.
Okay. As the teacher, what is their job?
You talking about when I'm a teacher?
As a teacher, what is her job being your teacher?
Her job is to help me refine and support my process.
Okay, and correct. So if you had a student, say you've been a teacher, right? They're writing an essay, right? Okay, would you not correct their mistakes?
Mm,
Yes or no?
of course, of course.
Okay. So how they felt about you correcting their mistakes is irrelevant, right?
Yeah, it's irrelevant. It's the
Okay.
process. Yeah.
And so, even though they when I used to get sad pictures on my paper in kindergarten, I didn't feel good about it. Okay, but guess what? Their job is to lift me up to the standard.
Right.
It's not how I feel about it. Okay, I can feel in the way I want about it, but the thing is, not doing their job. It actually lifts me up to my standard. Same thing when I coach it. When I actually criticize a kid about how he dribbles or how he shoots. Okay, they don't feel good about it, but guess what? It makes them what a better what? Player.
Mm-hmm.
When I actually tutor people in, I'll tell you what. I'll give you an example, right? 'Cause my brother actually went through this, right? Okay, and that's why a lot of people don't like me when I tutor, right? Because I'm not easy. Okay,
Yeah.
my job is not to make you feel good. Okay, people want you to hold it. Oh, bunny and roses and da 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 da. No, how can we actually get you from point A to point B the quickest way possible? Okay, my brother actually did that. He was failing anatomy for a nursing program, right? Failing it miserably, right? Getting down to the 30s. Okay, about a quarter way through the semester, he said, "I'm failing this and I need help." Okay, I said, "You know what that means for me, right?" He said, "Yeah." "Are you willing to actually go through it?" He said, "Yeah." "Are you sure?" "Yeah." Okay. He went from failing to a B plus in like half a semester. And his teacher said, "How did you do this?" Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't give a shit about how you feel about my teaching method. Okay. Am I, as a teacher, am I giving you the right information to get you the results that you want? I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care because as a Gnostic, that's not my job. My job is to give you the truth. Okay. I don't care how you feel about it.
Okay, but let me ask you this: do you also make room for people to have an opinion?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I tell them whether their opinion is right or wrong?
You can't do that. An
Why?
opinion doesn't work that way.
Yes, it does.
And see, that's why I be having conflicts with you
No,
because
no,
I
no.
have opinions.
If your opinion conflicts with the facts, okay, with the facts, observable facts, it's wrong.
I think okay.
I can have
I
an opinion that midnight is noontime, right? Okay, it's an opinion. Is my opinion right or wrong?
I got you, but I
No,
hear you.
is it right or wrong?
It's right.
Hmm? So in other words, so I walk and walk outside in midnight and said, okay, it's bright sunshine and high noon. Okay, it's right.
No, that's wrong. That's
It's
wrong. It's
wrong. Okay.
facts. Yeah,
Okay.
it's wrong.
And if I let you have your opinion in my classroom and it's wrong, observably wrong, I'm weak for not calling that shit out. Your opinion is wrong. Go back and look at it again. Okay.
Well, I think you keep me whether you talk to me or not. I stay engaged by your topics. I put it
Why?
that way. You there's not a lot of people, especially black folks, particularly online, who have channels where they are discussing a variety of things.
Oh, really?
Now, whether I agree with you or not doesn't matter, but just it's like a portal to open up ideas. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Something you
So,
can play with,
in,
something you can
in other
travel.
words, I put out stuff that you never heard of, right? Okay. And basically, half of my subs thought I was actually wrong. I was full of shit when they first heard me. Half of them. They told me that. BGS, I thought you were full of shit. I thought you was wrong. And then I started looking at it. And guess what? That's why I follow you now. That's why I'm your biggest fan. You're actually right. That's why hashtag BGS is right. That's what Kevin said.
Well, I ain't no fan. I just like to listen to what you got to say
Hey,
sometimes.
that's a fan. I don't care.
Whatever.
And
Whatever.
my fan or foe, why do you follow me? Okay.
I like I told you. I think you present some interesting stuff. Would I
So,
agree or disagree?
if I was full of shit, would you follow me?
Nah, nah, I wouldn't. I
Okay.
wouldn't.
Uh,
And I
So
check behind some of the stuff you say, and I look,
eh,
and it opens my eyes in
and
places. Okay.
so when I actually present facts, are they correct?
Yeah, a lot of stuff I have found facts, but some of your opinions, woo boy, that's a
My
whole different.
opinion, when I lay out my facts, I can have opinions. Okay, you might disagree with my opinion. All right, well, lay out my facts and my process. Is it correct?
I think you present lots of facts. Yeah,
Okay,
lots of
like
facts.
when I did with the thing about uh, uh, older women. Okay,
Uh-uh.
divorcing. Right. Okay,
Nope.
those weren't my words, were they?
No, Those were not your words. That I did a whole video this morning about that.
And
2 hours.
those, I, what I first started showing out, I showed you the problem, right? But two women saying the exact same thing about why they're divorced, right? Okay,
Mm,
divorced what? Good guys, according to them, right? Good guys, nothing wrong with their marriage. Guess what? They actually wanted out, right? Okay, two women, right? On the same show with Anton, right? And I showed you why they actually do it, right? According to a woman, okay? According to them, right? That agree,
mhm.
that actually showed you what, actually interpreted what they were actually saying, okay? Is
Okay,
it
if
every
you're
woman?
unbiased,
Is it every woman? No. But the thing is, this phenomenon, okay, of women doing this shit because it's very common right now, especially right now, okay, about what you call gray divorce, okay, women in their 40s and 50s divorcing their husbands, okay, after 20, 30 years with because they're what unhappy or unfulfilled, okay, has nothing to do with not actually operating as a husband, okay,
today I pointed out about 15 things that you could have had some nuance about in there that you did not. You didn't even want to investigate, and I brought them up. I
okay.
didn't tag you in it. It's just me rambling, but it's 15 things in there that you didn't even consider. You
I,
just wanted to go with this chick. Think about that, BGS. This
uh-huh.
chick is divorcing her husband because
Mm-hmm.
she ain't getting her nails done, and she said she ain't getting on no dates, and that's the reason why. Now you
And
know for a fact that if a
mm-hmm,
woman actually
mm-hmm,
values marriage and she values herself,
mm-hmm.
there's two simple things that she would have done if she actually valued marriage. There's something deeper, and the fact
Yes.
that you didn't say that,
She,
oh, well, that's so frivolous.
I didn't have to say it because guess what? The lady that actually talked about it, she said it. I didn't have to say it. She said it.
That was frivolous because she had deeper issues that she's not revealing to
Eh,
anybody. It may be something
okay.
she want to die and go to hell with and never tell a soul.
It could be, but the
She might
thing
have
is,
found her husband in the bed with a man. We don't know what the
well,
real issue
no,
is.
they said that was not the problem. In fact, the first lady said her husband didn't cheat. She was waiting on him to cheat because she wanted out.
Again, those two things don't make sense. I'm gonna
I didn't say they make okay, they don't make sense on the surface until you actually investigate what's underneath, right? That's what the other lady was about. Okay, that's why I showed it to the guys. Okay, is it every woman? No, it's just one
well,
explanation of a phenomenon. Okay, it's not supposed to be a whole book for an hour.
I hear you, but there's some things that you didn't even bother bringing up as like opposite,
I,
like counter arguments or counterpoints,
I,
or just even highlighting some
I'm
stuff.
not trying to go. I'm not trying to go equal balance the scales. I'm trying to highlight a phenomenon and actually explain the phenomenon. Okay,
Okay.
that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to go back and forth. Is it every woman? No. The thing is, and I had a whole bunch of guys in the comments that say this happened to me. The exact same thing. Okay.
And I would challenge that, and I would say that those men who were saying that it was some silly frivolous reason, they probably had deeper issues,
We don't know.
and nobody wants to go there.
See,
That's what it is.
in other words, you're projecting onto something that you have no knowledge of. Okay.
We're assuming that if
No, no,
somebody
no.
was actually divorced over nails. I'm divorcing my husband over
you're
nails.
projecting on something that you have no knowledge of. Okay.
I'm just suggesting that it's possible there's something
It
much
it
deeper the person don't want to talk
it
about.
is possible. The thing is, okay, but the thing is, you have two women saying almost the exact same thing, and the biggest thing is that, okay, and this is something that, and she said, okay, a lot of women, modern women, married to actually be happy. Okay, happiness is fleeting. Okay,
I agree.
okay, and the thing, what happens when they're not happy anymore? They want to get divorced because I'm not happy no more. It's not what I signed up for.
Yeah, and
and
I think it is not fun.
and
It's
they
not
both
fun.
said it's not fun. Okay, well it's not fun according to what I want. Okay,
Hmm.
it can be fun. Okay, it can be enlightening, enjoyment, enjoying all that kind of stuff. But you don't make it because that's not what you want to do. You want out. Okay, that's why you divorce your husband in both cases. Okay, and she actually explained that. The white actually explained it in detail. Okay, use
Hmm.
shit as an excuse. Menopause, perimenopause, or I didn't do my nails, or blah blah blah. The first lady was actually honest. Okay, I just it's not what I wanted anymore. I wanted to blame him, but I couldn't, so I just left, which she should have. Okay, I just wanted out, which is fine. And she what she said because I wasn't happy with him no more. It hadn't been for a while. Had nothing to do with him. Had
Yeah,
everything to do with me.
I agree. You know, she took some responsibility for it. But what I think you always do is you tend to lean towards figuring out how to make women look like they are the ones, and this is the case in marriage, because y'all say what 80% of all divorces are filed by women.
Yeah.
There's just no effort by you all, and I mean you and your crowds. There's no effort for y'all to go deeper and figure out, is there any other options of why this may be. Y'all don't do that. Y'all
Yeah,
don't
we do.
investigate
We
further.
do all the thing is you should expect it out of one video. It's not gonna be in one video. We talked about we've been talking about this
It
for
looks
the
like
15
blame.
years.
It
Huh?
looks
So
like
what?
blame. It looks like blame.
It feels like blame.
Because what I suggested when I was rambling earlier is that maybe a lot of times people don't have a model. They don't have a background for marriage. A lot of times people are
You-
dysfunctional and degenerate, and they marry their equal, who's
Okay.
dysfunctional and ignorant and
Okay.
degenerate.
What's the old model of
Sometimes people don't
marriage?
have interpersonal skills. It's a lot of stuff.
What's the old model of marriage?
What do you mean, the older model of marriage?
Yeah, you're taught to be a wife. You're taught to have a role in a marriage, right? Okay. You're actually the man and woman are actually built for that role, so it
I
works no
talked
matter
about
what.
that.
Okay.
I talked about that. They
We
don't
we
have a
we
sense
we
of purpose.
we have talked about this before. It's not new.
I
We
said
talked about
that some
this.
of these people that you like, this lady, she didn't have a sense of purpose. She didn't have a sense of duty. So
She,
let's
she
talk about that. It's not just about nails.
she was never trained to be a what?
A wife.
Okay. And she got into it. I'm not trained to do this job.
Yeah.
You've been saying that. Jeff was just talking about this to a psychologist about gender roles, right? Arguing over it, right? Okay. There's a reason for gender roles for the last 150,000 years, okay? Because that's what keeps a marriage together, okay? Dr. Thunder was just saying the exact same thing with Dr. Els.
You know, I keep it simple, BGS. I believe that one of the most simple, two simple things, no, three simple things in a marriage: respect, duty, and don't be an asshole. Those things will take you a long way.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I
The
believe.
thing is, most men in marriages are not assholes, okay? It's that women don't want to do their duty, okay?
I'm talking about women too. Women don't need to be assholes. Both people.
I mean, the thing is, how do you actually put two people together, especially young people together, and have not been trained for the roles that they're actually entering?
This is a problem of the Western world. The
Hmm.
training.
It's called feminism.
Here we go, Lord. Let me.
What do feminists say? There are no what out of their own doctrine. There are no what. Hello.
I don't know what you.
There are no such thing as what gender roles. Okay. And this is why modern women call people their men their partners instead of their husbands, because the husband is a gender role, and gender roles are a part of the what patriarchy.
How many
According-
diehard feminists you think are getting married to men that don't like
There's a lot of them.
diehard feminists
A lot of diehard feminists are
that
actually
don't
married.
believe in gender roles are getting married?
There's a bunch of them, that claim they don't believe in gender roles and get married. But what do they teach you? Hmm? May?
What you? Hello.
Hello. I actually I had a big argument with a couple of psychiatrists, right? Psychologists back in '91. Okay, about what's called marriage 2.0, right? Which is elimination of gender roles. Okay, back in about more than 30 years ago, right? I said, okay, if you send most people into a marriage without some kind of roles of training, what's actually going to happen to marriage? Oh, they'll get together and they'll learn, they'll figure it out, and they'll discuss it with each other and blah 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 blah. Okay, that's what they said. There's no need for strict gender roles because you have to be flexible in this modern society. Yada yada yada. 30 years later, what happened? Where's marriage at?
Hmm.
It's gone to shit.
Yeah. I personally think only 25% of the society will probably get married or needs to be or could be or should be.
Uh,
And the other 75% is just not
your
for marriage.
your state will fail under those conditions. Okay, it's already
But that's where
failing.
we're at,
Okay,
in my opinion.
and the state needs to do something. They're trying to reverse the shit, but the thing
They
is, it's going
can't,
to take a long
BGS.
haul.
You can't talk people. You can't talk people into marriage. It's not easy. It has to be a cultural thing, a family
Uh,
thing,
okay,
a
so,
purpose and
so
duty. And most of like the guys in your chat, they can't stand women, and they think
how do you
that
know they?
you know.
A lot of the guys in the
I see the
chat,
comment.
a lot of the guys in the chat are already married. What are you talking about?
A lot of them they might not like women still, um,
What?
but I don't mean like gay. I'm saying they may not like women. That's why I asked you earlier. Do you think men need to? Do you think society needs to train women to be men? Because everything about women, y'all keep saying is
No,
no good.
they need to train women to be women again. That's what they need to do.
Well, y'all say these things are
Be-
distinctly
because
female
because the
and taking
same
advantage
guy
of,
can
and
fly
y'all
to
see it.
Colombia and Brazil and Taiwan and Thailand and be perfectly happy with a traditional woman. Okay, perfectly happy. Why is that? And be married and be glowing about it. Why is that? Same guy.
Hmm.
Why is that?
We already talked about these power dynamics that cause women to
Why
behave
is
certain ways.
why is that?
I told you that a lot of those women do all these different duties and all those things because of the power dynamics between the Eastern and the Western person.
It's because they are taught. My
Right.
my my son dates Latinas. Why? They're taught how to be wives. Okay,
Yeah.
and black women are in California. That's common in California. Okay, you see the difference between the Latina, the whites, and the black women. Stark differences. Raised in the same society. Why is that?
I don't know.
Is the power dynamic different in different cultures in America? Is it that big a power dynamic?
It can be if you got a social. We see that all the time for people. You're a poor woman and you are trying to date a man who is a more upscale or way above your level. Yeah, there's gonna be some subservience and servitude and all kind of other things that go along with that.
So well, how come it doesn't work for the chicks in the ghetto? They're on welfare.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't know. They're not trained.
BGS, I have to be honest. I have to get going. My kid
Okay,
is
I
up
know.
for
I
40
know.
minutes now.
All right. Bye.
She, oh, that's all I get.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, oh, May, it's been wonderful. You give me this headache for the last hour or two. Okay, yes.
Nah, but I appreciate the time. Um, I'll just fix my PowerPoints and I'll post them on my page.
That's fine. Well, it doesn't matter. Your opinion is your opinion. Your outlook is your outlook. Okay. I didn't look at them because, like I said, I've been following this stuff for way too long. But I would say, if you find her online, look at that movie. Okay.
Hmm. I look, but I just
You probably will enjoy it.
okay. But look over my PowerPoint. I mean, these
I
are my
did.
own
I,
ideas.
we
These are not like I'm
I
stealing
just
people's
we
ideas.
did. We just looked over your PowerPoint. Okay.
You didn't read the other two slides. I'm saying look over if you don't mind.
Okay. You want to actually evaluate your PowerPoint? Okay, I
I
will.
didn't say no, nope. See, I'm a teacher.
Hmm.
You're not my teacher, BGS.
I am today.
You are
I am today.
a person who I like to
No,
discuss things with.
either you're a teacher or a student. Okay, that's why I look at it. Okay, I am
Okay,
today.
I hear you. Well, I appreciate your time, and all right, I gotta
All
get going.
right,
Peace, peace.
hasta, hasta la vista.
Vamos.
Woo!
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
That's why I'm not married. Okay.
Please join the Chaos Rain Show as you can tell, you see the amount to nice badge and custom emojis. Ooh. So as you can tell, join the Chaos Rain Show. As you know, there are some perks. As you know, there are 2 tiers of membership. Membership 1, $2.99. The other one, the $7.99 one. As you know, there's early access to new videos, member shoutouts, photos, and status updates. Maybe catch the replay of this video. So those are membership.
Chaos. They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.